My New Year's resolution is to not fall for the Falcons trap again. Never again. All right, go ahead, Eagle.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I got a couple Tyreek jerseys for sale. And y'all can have them. I don't want them.
You know what? You know what the Packers finna do? They
Oh
finna
boy.
go into Lincoln Financial Stadium and they finna flip it upside down like they did Jerry World last year.
I think you got that turban wrap too tight, player.
I'm
Wow.
telling you
Okay.
right now.
Detroit, poverty city, poverty franchise for 40 years. Ford Motors and stuff barely keep y'all city alive. But that's what I was getting at.
Just
Hey,
digging it deeper. Just digging it.
Uh,
Answer my call, baby. That's all I got to
get
say.
the get
We
the
gonna slide on them boys. Whoa, whoa.
all right, hold on.
Bodie.
Let me introduce us. Well, welcome back, everybody. After a month hiatus of confusion and sickness and disease, we're back. My lord.
Hey, we
disease.
back.
Such a
We swerving on
stretch,
that
man.
corner. Whoa,
Oh,
whoa.
He actually said it.
yo, I mean, we're back. It's been a month, literally. I think it's been a month since we filmed.
Yo, it's been
Obviously,
crazy.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
man. Listen, we went through the holidays. We went on a family cruise, and then pretty much
It just went
just
downhill
it
from
went
there.
everybody,
downhill. It went
it's been
downhill.
downhill since then. Every single person's been sick, back and forth, hot, cold, the weather. We went on this family cruise in the middle of the flu season, which probably wasn't a good idea.
Now, whose idea was
Um,
that?
but we know, hey, you live and you learn, right? But now we back 2025, baby. Hey, listen, I want to ask you guys, what is your New Year's resolution? I'll tell you mine. You know what I'm saying? Mine is to, grow this channel and, be the biggest podcast in the world. I want on the personal side, I'm in the real estate. So, I'm trying to sell more real estate. I'm trying to buy more real estate. And just have a healthy and happy new year, man. What about y'all?
Well, on that same foot, I'm trying to obviously grow the channel. I would love to quit my 9 to 5 and just travel as my job, because you know what I'm saying. I would love to do that. So
That
I
would
think
be
I got
cool.
some stuff working in pipeline. But anyway, on the real, my New Year's resolution is to not fall for the Falcons trap again. Never again. All right, go ahead, Eagle.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
He gonna be
Happy
right back
New
on that
Year.
train
Happy,
next year.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
Happy
not
New
falling
Year,
for it.
y'all. Listen, New Year's, this past month and a half has been insane.
Yeah, give us your journey. We're
But
gonna play in the arms.
it's
What's that
just
song? In the arms,
nah.
whatever that song goes.
Listen. I don't like Unc said, like going on a cruise during flu season is not the best idea. I went and I took all my medication and stuff, like vitamins and whatnot, and I was like, I refuse to get sick on the ship and after.
Uh-huh.
I didn't go too well 4 days after, went downhill from there, and it's kind of been downhill since. We coming up though. We getting back to where we need to be. And I'm looking forward to going on more cruises anyway. So, hey, you see they dropped a thing in there, so that means that we can go on the cruise.
What's that
Anyways,
ship called? What's that new ship called?
World Americas,
World
baby.
America, we
World
gonna be
America.
sliding through that thing. Whoa, whoa.
Uh,
Are you nuts?
he finished.
Hey,
Anyways, New
listen,
Year's
listen.
resolution. Um, I would definitely like to grow. I would like to grow this channel more than it is. Like Kyle said, it would be cool to quit a job and like your job be, I guess, content creating, whatever you want to call it.
Never thought I'd say
Doing
that in my
podcasts,
life, for
whatever.
real. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Content
Right.
creator. What do you do for a living?
I
I
content
create
create.
content.
Follow me. Here's the app. You know what I'm saying?
Um,
That's
but
simple
yeah,
type shit.
I guess just growing. I would say growing in life. Listen, I got to get over this vertigo thing. That's a breakthrough I need right there. I'll say that right there. That's
For
got to be
real.
my New Year's resolution. Get this out the way. Because trust me, it ain't fun, and I wouldn't wish this. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. So,
If y'all don't know, never mind. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna let you. I ain't gonna. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. No, no, I ain't gonna say nothing. All right.
what was you about to say?
No, I was gonna say if they didn't know what vertigo is, it'd be having your head lopsided. That's all I was about to
Oh,
say, bro.
yeah. Please continue.
Hey, bro, listen. So listen. I'm happy to be back.
Hey,
Uh,
we back, baby.
you know what I'm
Hey, y'all.
saying?
Caleb will be on next week. He just couldn't make it this week. So, y'all,
Where Caleb
in
at?
case y'all are
At
wondering where
JJ's
he
eating
at,
that fried chicken and
Yeah,
waffles. Where he at?
JJ's for
What he
y'all know.
doing?
If y'all don't know about JJ's, if you
You know
know,
what I'm
you
saying? They
know.
say they sprinkle a little of that thing on that. But
Let's
okay.
crack this. But yeah, so we gonna hey man, we got a lot to talk about. We missed a lot, so we just gonna do a quick recap at the end of the season. Talk about two disappointing poverty franchises that we are fans of. Me and Unc here. Ethan, I don't know where your alliances lie on the NFL side, but
He haven't got
that's
no
neither here nor
alliances.
uh and then we're
my
obviously gonna
allegiance is
talk
to no one.
playoffs.
Yeah, his allegiance. He's a
That's
his hey,
crazy.
his fandom is for sale.
Whoever's hot.
Hey,
It's
yeah,
gonna be
hey,
Detroit next year for sure.
Not really
hey,
whoever's hot.
man.
I like to
I
follow the
mean,
Falcons, but I also like
hopping
to.
from bandwagon to bandwagon.
Anyway,
No,
and then we also gonna give our predictions for NFL awards, and then we're gonna talk some NBA topics. So not as so much as teams per se, but there's some storylines and topics and trends in the NBA that we're gonna talk about. We're just gonna get to it because we missed a lot. Y'all ready?
Let's go, baby.
All right. So, I mean, we can start off right here with you. Let's talk about the Miami disgusting 305 Dolphins. All right. So first, Tyreek Hill after the loss came out and said, I might have to look and explore my options. All right. Reports say he did not go into the game in the fourth quarter when called upon, mind you. He was called upon. He said, I'm not going in. What was your reaction to one, Tyreek and his behavior, and then your outlook on the whole season overall? I mean, how do you feel now that we're done 17 games
that's
in?
CTE. That's
Yeah,
CTE kicking in quick.
CTE Hill. We're going to call him Tyreek Brown.
He literally pulled
Okay,
it in
so
JoJo.
I'm gonna try to keep this as PG as I
Now go
can.
ahead.
Yes,
We
please
Hey,
do.
just blank it out as
No,
I'm
needed.
not.
please
Hey,
do.
Do it.
listen,
Don't worry.
listen. I'm not making any promises.
Oh
Okay,
Lord.
but overall, man, based on how we came into the season, how I thought the season was go, this is an absolute failure. From top to bottom, we're gonna talk. We're gonna start from Chris Greer, our general manager, to our head coach, to our quarterback that we paid a bunch of money to, the non-defense that we have. I mean, top to bottom, just an absolute failure
Yep.
from Chris Greer paying Tua when it was against I was against paying him. We still had his rights for 2 more years. We could have franchised him 2 more years.
How much y'all paid
You
him?
know,
I'm sorry. When you said Chris Greer, I started laughing when he was
two
yelling at
hundred
him.
and forty million.
For some loose scrambled brains. That's crazy. My bad. Go ahead. My fault.
Okay, and so we did that against popular advice, and then he followed that up by not actually having a backup quarterback going into the season with Skylar Thompson as your backup quarterback. um
Skyler came in for one game and was
Hey, no
gone the
disrespect,
next.
Skylar. If you ever see this, bro, no
Skylar
disrespect.
Thompson has been in the league for I think 4 or 5 years, and I still don't know who we play for. Okay, absolutely atrocious, ridiculous. Going from to down to our head coach, who going into the season, understanding that we've had previous seasons of Tua not playing, having a game plan to say, okay, if he can't play, this is what we're gonna do. This is the type of offense we're gonna run. To bringing
Simple.
in Tyler Huntley, signing him off of the practice squad, and not being able to dumb down your offense to help your quarterback who's only there for a couple of days onto our defense just not showing up this year.
Right.
We had some promises. I like our first round pick, Chop Robinson. I think he had a good season. I think in the future he gonna be good for us if he can stay healthy.
Hmm.
Jalen Phillips trying to get back from the Achilles. He had a rough season. It was just awful. Now, let me talk about the Tyreek situation real quick.
Let's get to it. That's why we here. And be open and honest. Tell us how you
You
feel.
should have known something was up. You should have known something was up with him when he got pulled over and
No, it
that whole
don't. That
Man,
altercation
no,
I ain't even
started.
no,
talking
that
about
don't.
that, but
Yeah, that don't have anything to do with the regular season. He just driving like a maniac. But Tyreek Hill choosing to not go in the game and saying that, oh, because this is his first time now making the playoffs and he don't know how to take it and he won out. Tyreek Hill, are you nuts? You chose the money.
Exactly.
You was playing with the best quarterback in this era, since Tom Brady has passed. Oh,
hands
well, not
down.
passed, but since he's
I don't
retired,
know. He said what
he's
he
been
say?
the best quarterback.
Who was more
Okay,
accurate?
he's got three Super Bowls now,
3 Super Bowls. Yeah.
going into his fourth at the number one seed, going to the fourth. You chose the money over playing with the best quarterback with the best team where you had the best chance. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, you're not making the playoffs, and you came here talking about how great quarterback that Tua was better, more accurate than that Patrick Mahomes, in which he might be more accurate. But do you want accuracy, or you want a dude that's gonna make the plays when it's time, when
You know
it's
what I'm
winning
saying?
time?
Play 17
But it's
games a
not like he
season.
didn't get the ball in Kansas City. Like it's
Okay,
not like you
he
didn't get
over
it.
here talking about, oh, I didn't want to be the side chick. I wanted to be the main
The
chick,
side check to what?
because
Like he was the number. Like, come on,
He
bro.
was the
he
main.
was
He was the main
he,
chick.
We didn't go into games.
he was saying he was the side chick because Kelsey was the main
Come
chick,
on, bro.
and
No,
in
he
his
was
whole
not.
life he ain't never been a side
No,
chick,
he was
so he
not.
wanted to go. Okay, so all of those, you got to take all those things into consideration when you make the decision. But that's all bull. What
Yeah,
he
of
wanted was the
course.
money.
Yeah, but mind you, so
Okay, we
what
made
I was
him.
crazy is
Kelsey's
that
the
the
main
difference
chick.
was 5-6 million. They offered Kansas City offered 66. He got 72.
70.
Like seriously? And they made a good point.
But
I'll give them this point. You want to have 17, 1,800 yards receiving and no Super Bowls, or you want 13, 1,400 yards receiving and two extra Super Bowls? Which one you want?
see,
I
it's
want
all
the
fun
two
and
extra
games.
Super Bowls.
See, it's all fun. See, it's all
All right,
fun and
man.
games
Something
until
wrong with you, bro.
until until it get real. You're coming from a Hall of Fame. Andy Reid's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. You're
Of
talking about
course.
a Hall of Fame head coach. Okay, a head coach and offensive coordinator. You're on the offensive side of the
Yeah.
ball. You're coming from one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He already, if he stopped playing right now today, he
Yeah,
only
Hall of
been in the
Fame.
league 6 years. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
You left that. You chose the money. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Oh, I'm in the playoffs and and the fact that you quit on your team.
That's a problem.
Okay, I'm out. Okay, hey, I got a couple Tyreek jerseys for sale. And y'all can have them. I don't want them. I don't want nobody that don't want to be here, bruh.
Might as well burn him.
I
Okay.
don't want to hear that. Oh, did he say? Oh, he don't know. Then the coach say, well, he didn't. Listen, I don't want to hear all that confusion. He said on national TV that he don't want to be here. You could kick goddamn rocks, Tyreek Hill. I don't give a about you.
Hey, call it a day,
You
huh?
understand me?
Yup.
I don't want to hear none of that, man. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Football is an ultimate team game, man. You know, we talk about over and over and how guys have to play for each other, and oh, you hear the reports talking about, oh, he in the game watching the Kansas City game and understanding that, oh, the Denver Broncos is beating the Kansas City down and now we're out of the playoffs, and you decide to take yourself out of the game like these other guys, the other guys who standing next to you ain't putting their life on the line, ain't putting their body on the line.
Mind you, he's been
Where's your
tweeting
sense
about
of
this stuff
pride,
for
man?
like the past 3 weeks, for a month actually. Oh, Merry Christmas to Kansas
Yeah, he
City
been
and
doing it. He
Come
been
on,
all
being
this.
man.
weird,
Like, what
bro.
are you talking
Like,
about?
what's your wait? You got those some
That's
pride, bro.
CTE.
And
Him and Antonio Brown got the same DNA.
listen,
The
I
hey,
hate I absolutely hate diva receivers because that the NFL the football gives these professional athletes so much.
Hmm.
Okay. They take these guys out of the hoods. They take these guys and be able to lift their families. They take these guys and you be able to travel across the world. You
hmm
dating the most beautiful women. You have the life that you could never even dream about. Football gave that to you and you don't give it back to the game. You don't give it back to the fans. You don't give it back to the team that has helped you on your way to get to where you are.
exactly.
And so I'm disgusted, man. I'm out. So I don't want to hear nothing about no Tyreek Hill. I don't want to hear nothing about him. He could go see. Listen, I'm done.
How you
And
feel, Ethan?
receivers, they need to be humble. They need to be humble like Julio Jones was in all of his years in Atlanta. You ain't hear not one peep out of him. It doesn't
There's a
matter
lot
what
of
happened.
receivers like
He
that,
came
man.
over
That
there.
you
He
got you
came
got
there
you
to get
got
the
guys
job done.
that's just about their business. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You got a lot of guys like that. You know what I'm saying? Megatron was like that. You got a lot of guys that
Larry
just listen.
Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitzgerald, like I'm about to go here. I'm gonna do my job, I'm getting up out of here, man.
I,
All of this
I
extra
don't
stuff,
Then
know.
then
like
you
you're
got
under contract. You literally cried and griped when Jefferson got his deal. Oh, look, I'm like 15th receiver in the league now on salary. They made you happy, gave you an extension just a few months ago, and now you do this.
I think what I'll say
Come on,
is
man.
it like and if he's expecting more money, you're not gonna get it, okay? Especially whining and griping like you are. You mentioned some other receivers that don't like to keep it professional or whatever it is, or like they just feel like they always need the ball or whatever it is. Like you destroy. I don't know if you want to see team chemistry. I know
oh
he
yeah,
did it this
Yeah,
last
absolutely.
game.
I don't have no problem with him wanting the ball. If you're a receiver and you're a great one, you want the ball because you feel like you're a difference
No, but
maker.
I mean like you're
I got no problem
disturbing.
with that. But it's the quitting that I got a problem
Well,
with.
there's but
You quitting on
I
your
think there's
teammates for
levels
like
to
that.
that because I don't think you'd accept AJ Brown's behavior this year neither, would you? He ain't quit, but you're
Oh,
not gonna throw my quarterback under the bus talking about
Right.
yeah,
we have a passing game problem. What? What,
yeah,
like are you
That that's
nuts?
that's yeah.
Mind
So
you, he getting 12, 13 targets a game. Lead his team in targets. You're talking about we got a passing problem. Like stuff like that were really
yeah,
real. You know what I'm saying? So I feel
yeah.
both of y'all
No,
what
I
you're
don't agree
saying.
with that. I don't agree with that either. But at least he was out there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? At least he
yeah.
was out
yeah.
there. He don't quit
I
on his guys, man.
So,
Yeah, it's unfortunate that he did that. I mean, like I said, it's basically Antonio Brown 2.0.
that's
I
what it's
don't
looking
know what
like.
he's expecting. I don't know what he's expecting to get after this or where he's supposed to be going or whatever, but
He
like,
ain't going nowhere. He gonna be right in a
all
Dolphin
right, good luck.
uniform. He ain't going
Well,
nowhere.
so with that, Ethan, as far as your uh summary of the Dolphins season, you have any notes, anything you want to say? What do you think they'll look like going into next year with this
I
Tyreek
mean, no,
situation?
even if they made the playoffs, I don't think that they could have won a game due to like injuries and stuff like that. But
And the
like
weather.
Unc said early on, if if they let me see, I think you said if you had won like the 3 games or something like that
hmm
that y'all lost, I were like close or whatever, then y'all wouldn't have been in the hunt. I think y'all would have been ahead actually of the Broncos to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
the spot.
hmm
So. I guess that's when Tua went down as well. So, I mean, it's unfortunate all
And
the
that's the
injuries that
thing.
happened this
Yeah.
season, but yeah.
So with
Yeah,
that,
if the Broncos lost and we won, we were going to get in the playoffs.
hmm
Which, to be honest with you, I didn't really want to get in the playoffs anyway
Yeah,
because
that's just y'all would have played
we
Buffalo.
would have played either Buffalo, Kansas City get the bye, so we would play Buffalo. Like
y'all would have been
that's
at
like
Buffalo too,
like
and Buffalo is
that don't make
probably
no sense.
negative
I
10 degrees
rather
right now. Mhm.
I rather get a better draft pick,
Yeah.
and we start to build for next year, man.
So
But I will say, man, we gotta draft a quarterback. It don't have to be a first round. Um, Maybe find one of these diamonds in the rough, one of these guys, man. But we gotta go get us a quarterback, man, because this Tua situation is not gonna work, right? Because he got the head. We all know he got the head issues with the concussions, and then he can't stay healthy with that. You know, he can't stay healthy even without the head injury stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
what
got
was he
hip
out for
issues.
that last? Was
He
his
got
hip?
something about his hip or something. But that
Mm.
you got to remember he had a
He
serious
did get destroyed in college. Yeah, I remember that.
surgically repaired hip.
Yeah.
That's the injury that
Hmm.
he came into the league with.
Yeah,
So
So putting that on record, you done with Tua?
he been done with him.
I'm man, I've
He
been
been
done with
done with
2
him.
2 years
What?
ago.
Okay. All right. Just making sure now. All right.
I think I listen. I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. I don't think he can be the quarterback of a team
Yeah,
that's going to
yeah,
Super Bowl.
that's
He's a
right.
good quarterback.
Yeah.
He's like that. He gonna put up good numbers. He gonna he might get in the playoffs but he gonna have a lot of touchdowns because of our offense and everything like that. But where we going?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We not going nowhere.
Well,
We can't even win a division, much less to talk about the a playoff run. Come on, man.
so talking about firing and getting rid of people, let's transition to our other poverty franchise who ain't worth
Now
letting.
this I do not agree with, but I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you rock.
All right, bro. I mean, I might have changed your heart from yesterday. I didn't. So
what did you say? What did you say yesterday? What
let's talk.
happened?
Well, you about to find out. So let's talk about them Atlanta Falcons, them dirty birds. Them. Let's talk about them. So, as y'all know, we finished 8-9, below 500. We were 6-3 in the middle of the season. 6-3. We beat. I'm looking. Let me see. We beat. Coming off the Cowboys win, right? Just got done beating down Tampa twice. Beat Cowboys, 6-3. We played New Orleans Saints, who had just fired their coach just the week before. So I'm like, oh, hmm, huh, barbecue chicken. We lose. All right, cool. Huh. We go to Denver, and I was about to.
Molly
I
Wops.
literally was going to quit my fandom right there. I got the score for what was the score? Let me see,
We
38 to
33
six.
yeah, 30. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We were at the. You remember we were at your thing celebrating your birthday when that game was happening.
Oh, that's when
Hell
I
of a
knew.
birthday
That's when
We
I
gift.
just so
knew
happened. We just so happened to turn and look at the TV. I said that game's over with. I don't know why we even looking at it.
that's when the rumbling started, and I was all for it. Because, bruh, we got Penix in the building. Bruh, just flip the switch. I've already accepted the cap hit and all that. I've already accepted that. So just flip the switch. We lose to the Chargers. Scored 13 points, no offense. I don't know if y'all remember. We're going to put the highlight right here. Him roll, Kirk Cousins stepped up in the pocket, lobbing it into the end zone with 4 Chargers defenders. Picks off. That's what I was done. I was done. After that, I was done.
Third and goal. Matthews the block. Cousins up the middle. Throws end zone. Intercepted. Intercepted by.
That play is seared into my brain. Going to Minnesota. We got DBs. Can't find the best receiver in the world.
That was
Just,
actually terrible. Like,
bro,
what are you looking at?
bro,
I don't know what he was looking at. Like,
bro,
if you look at the replay of the play, like, what could you possibly be looking
bro.
at?
That play is seared into my brain.
Like,
Like, that
bro,
was worse than the Chicago
Okay,
Bears looking in the
ain't
stadium.
we go to
well
Los.
that was not worse because we already knew what he was doing. He was arguing with the fans like
No, but
goodbye.
this guy, no,
The
but
other
this
dude,
guy,
other dude, I have no idea. Like, ain't nothing
he's
over there.
standing
I
right
don't
there in
know.
front of him,
He
and
saw
he
him,
just,
and then he didn't. Like I
he
don't
don't know what
understand.
happened.
But hold on, let me just. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna take up too much time. Please. We go to Vegas. We only score 15 points, barely beat Desmond Ritter. Okay.
Yeah, you
Then I
almost
was out
lost
for
that
real.
one there.
In the win, I said it's time to switch. I already knew it's time to switch. It's time. I knew it. Like I said, I knew it for 3 weeks before that. But our coach, who I ain't gonna say his name yet, he didn't know that because he.
Why not?
Oh, okay. This is what I
Say
have to
his
say.
name.
This is what I have
Say
to say.
his name.
Raheem Morris, I'd fire you. I'd fire you. You'd be fired. I told Unc yesterday,
Unc,
I
I
am not. Hey,
tried to
listen,
tell
no,
him
no,
this
hey,
man.
hold on, bro. I told Unc, and y'all know me. I am a level-headed guy. Like, get you 2 or 3 years, and we're gonna talk about the coach firings. That's why, like Gerard Mayo and such. I don't agree with all that, right?
I don't agree with that
Get your
either.
get your foot in there, bruh. This team was built to win 10 games. We was on our way to win 10 games, win
More
the
than 10
division.
games.
But 10 games, I would have sufficed in 10 games. Okay,
Yeah,
and
that would
still,
have won the
I
division.
would have sufficed. Zach Robinson. the OC.
I still don't know if y'all was gonna beat Tampa with 10 wins, but
We beat Tampa twice in the season. What you talking about?
Yes,
I
yes,
know.
they
But
would
I'm
have.
saying, what
They would
was
have won the
Tampa Bay
division. What you
records?
mean?
Tampa
What's Tampa
finished
Bay
They
record?
they
nine
were
and
9 and
seven or
7,
9 and 8, 9 and 8.
or yeah, with 9 and 8, they would have won. They would have won.
I thought they had. Okay, my bad. I thought they had
Like if first of
10, 10
all,
11
if
wins.
we beat, let me just continue. We go to Washington. We need to win to keep up with Tampa Bay, because then we control our destiny, right? Because we beat them twice. We'd have had the same record, but we beat them twice already. Didn't call no time. We went in the halftime, 3 timeouts. And you know timeouts. Ended the game to avoid overtime. This is Raheem Morris's explanation. We didn't call a timeout because we were trying to hurry up so that they didn't get into exotic packages.
You got a
Okay.
rook.
The
Listen,
DC, the
listen,
DCs out
listen,
there, right? Like we can get exotic
listen.
packages whatever we want to. You know that, right?
Like, hey, I'm gonna let you rock, but I just want to say my one low two piece here. I didn't have a problem with that just because you do have a rookie quarterback at that point. So right at the end of the half, you don't want to turn the ball over and make a mistake on your side of the field, and then they get an easy score going into
No, we're on the
halftime.
plus
No,
side.
That's
no,
my
no.
only.
We're on the plus side. We on day 40,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
Like day 40, something like that.
And they had 3 times. Yeah,
Yeah, we're on the plus, bro. We're on the
there's
plus side.
absolutely no excuse for that.
That was
But
the most cool and
I
calm,
will have
collected.
you.
Go ahead.
I will have you remember. I started bringing up Raheem week 3 when he didn't call a timeout against the Falcons. I mean, not the Falcons. Sorry, against the Chiefs when they could have won that game. Obviously, we think that it was a. I think it was a missed pass interference. They didn't call it. Whatever.
Yeah,
You need to call. He didn't call a timeout and just ran with us. And, all right, bro. That right there is a red flag. Like Dan Campbell can get away with that because that team is just. And he got geniuses
but
at
Dan
all
Campbell
But he
is
don't
positions.
have.
Dan
He don't have.
Campbell
He don't
is
have. He don't make.
consistent though. Like
Yeah,
he's
but he don't
consistently
make.
So
what he
so
does.
He.
Raheem's like,
But
oh,
he
I
don't
did
make. He don't
this,
make those type of mistakes though.
exactly,
but then like,
exactly.
oh, but we regret it now in hindsight. But bro, Raheem, just stick with like, bro, you
You
do
can't
something, just
regret
stick with it,
anything in
bro. And that's
hindsight.
what
You
pisses
already
me off.
lost.
That's why he'd be on his couch right now. But anyway, I digress, bruh. We go to Washington, we lose. Obviously, I don't know. Again, you watch the game. We could have got closer, and this is to the point in the end of the game, right? You call the timeout when you see that. You said you're trying to run a hurry up to catch the defense off guard. When 20 seconds runs off, 10 seconds, mind you, and we're still like, I'm calling
That's
timeout.
crazy.
I'm calling timeout.
That's like the Bears head coach.
There's a point where you realize that, okay, we're not
Yeah,
going to get
yeah,
the quick playoff. Let's
yeah.
call a
You're
timeout.
gonna. Yeah, yeah.
We
You got and you got to help your young quarterback out.
That's what I'm saying. So we settles kicking a 54-yard field goal, which the backup kicker who come in for Koo does not have the leg. That kick didn't go 40 yards, damn near.
But you know what's funny about it? I didn't realize until I asked my friend about this whole city of Atlanta thought that man made the field goal
Yeah, of
before
course.
they
I
didn't
literally
even
was
see it
screaming.
go through. They
I was
just thought
screaming
he
in my
made
head.
it.
Then
I
I
was
seen it
like,
hit.
Yeah, it
yo,
was
that thing.
because it was lined up. It was in
I
the
was like, that
middle.
thing was about
It
10
hit,
It was just
yards.
short.
the
I'm
middle of the end zone.
exaggerating,
That's a
but
45-yard
yeah.
field goal he kicked. And then the Panthers game, I'm not talking about that. I literally don't, bro. Pack up. Then go to your car, bro. Don't come back to the locker room. Don't do nothing. Just go back to your car, bro. So here's my summary of the season. And the biggest thing, honestly, beyond uh Raheem's coaching, that 4 game stretch of Kirk Cousins quite literally defined the season. Like that 4 game stretch was horrendous. I mean, what was it? I think no touchdowns. He threw 13 interceptions in 4 games.
9 interceptions.
Bro, that defined it. And again, I don't know if he is hurt and you're not saying nothing. If he just can't throw the ball no more, there's no velocity on the ball. Like that's unexplainable. We still don't have an answer for that.
Yeah,
Like we
his
still don't
lower
have
leg.
nothing to that. Like he just
Yeah,
looked.
Something
Mind
you
you,
shifted.
know,
I don't
Kirk
know.
Kirk
mind you,
Kirk's
six and
always
three.
been
We sat
Kirk's always
surfing.
been that.
What happened?
After
Kirk's
that Bucks
always
game, that
been.
second game, I thought he was
Yeah, Kirk's
confident.
always been an accurate passer, but the accuracy comes from your legs. So if you got a lower leg injury, that's gonna affect
Something.
your accuracy. And well, he's overselling. I see him throw balls into the dirt, like not even close stuff. Like it was bad for a minute.
And that's what I'm saying. So like I don't know if, and we'll never know this stuff, like the physical, what it looked like. We will never know that stuff. But something, that 4 game stretch doomed the season. Again, I think we should have went to Penix 2 weeks before we did, because it was bad. I mean, that Raider game was abysmal, like abysmal. And Raiders are terrible, and we scored 15 points. Okay,
Yeah,
so
listen. My only defense for Raheem, y'all know how I feel about, black coaches and stuff. I want them to succeed as much as possible, but um, you can't lose games for your team. My only defense for him, because I didn't like him. I didn't like the fact that they drafted Penix after
Took all
paying
that money.
Cousins, but that's also the reason why I don't feel like they went to Penix earlier, because I think the plan was they didn't expect Kirk to be this bad. I
Or
don't think they
no,
expected Kirk to be bad at all. They expected
of
him to
course
be
not.
good, and then they said, "Okay, we could sit Penix the whole year, have him learn offense, and then in the second year, if Penix or if Cousin isn't really playing up to par, then we could put Penix in." I think that's what the plan was. So they never really intended to play Penix this year. So that's why they kind of held on to the fact that, okay, Cousins is gonna get it back. There's no way he just fall off a cliff like this. But he was playing so poorly that it did kind of doom your season. But I can't say that that's all Raheem's fault. You got to understand the decision
No,
making that goes
right.
on in the organization. Because you got the general manager in there, and you got obviously the owner and what he wants. And maybe he said, "Listen, I paid this guy all this money. I paid this guy 160 million. He gonna have to play." So there's a lot of things going on there, but I wouldn't fire Raheem. I think he's a good coach. That defense was way better than it was last year. You can't deny that. That's
I
his side of the
can't tell
ball.
against that last game. I couldn't tell.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. They average. Like
But you know
the
how it
defense
is. The
was
last
average.
game, those guys were out of the playoffs. Like, you know how guys are. They already on
But
vacation.
they didn't know
Like,
that
come
So
until
they
the
on,
start
man.
third
backing
quarter.
up.
And
They
So
didn't know
and
that
they
hold
till
on,
the,
hold
so
they
on,
they
didn't know
hold
that
on,
till
backed
the
hold on,
up.
hold on,
third
hold on,
quarter. Mm-mm.
hold on. But also, let's not poo-poo on the Carolina. This is not the Carolina team that started the season.
No,
Okay.
because
When you
Carolina
see
could
what
legit
Bryce
could have won
Young
like
has been
7
doing, when
games
after Bryce Young has come back, after they benched him, he came back.
after he talked to
Yeah.
Rod
He's
Wave.
been literally balling. The offensive line is actually protecting. He's getting rid of the ball. The game is slowed down. He's getting the ball out of his hands. Like, Bryce Young has played very, very well the
You
last,
know,
I
they
would
said
say, like 6 weeks of the
no. They
season.
said once they said Rod Wave talked to him. After he talked to Rod Wave, they said he
Bro,
had 20
what?
touchdowns. I'm being dead serious. Rod Wave tweeted
I didn't
said
hear
Bryce
anything about
Young.
this story.
He said Bryce Young, give me a call. This was after he had got benched, so he was already benched or whatever. They said give me a call, and then you remember Andy Dalton? They said something happened to his hand. He got in a car
He got
accident,
hurt. Yeah.
so so Bryce had to come back in. They said Rod Wave gave him a call. After that, he just been playing like how he been playing. They said 20 touchdowns because up till then he only
I'm pretty
had
sure they
two.
don't have nothing to do with Rod Wave, but
No, I listen.
I'm just
It's just a
Bro,
meme.
like
But
what?
all I'm saying is, up
yeah.
until that point, until he got back in, he only had two throwing touchdowns. Like that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. He
Okay,
was struggling in the
and he
beginning of the
just finished
season.
with
He was struggling.
20 in 6 weeks. I think 6 weeks, 20 in 6 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever it is. And I
And
think
that, and,
no
and
picks.
that
He
is
didn't throw
the
any picks.
reason why I'm not a fan of rookie quarterbacks playing in their first year. There's very few of them that can actually play and be successful in their first year. But I think everybody, you have one or two guys that come in and show that they can do it, and then now everybody's like, "Oh well, if he could do it, then you could do it." Like, no, it don't work
No,
like that.
that's not how it works. No,
Every player's progression, how they see the game, how they view the game, how they absorb offenses, how they understand what the defenses is doing, they're all different. So
I'd
you
wait
can't.
till
I am not a fan of. I don't care what. I don't care number one pick. I don't care what it is. I am not a fan of a rookie quarterback coming in and playing the first year. Now I understand like him getting reps. Like, let's say, okay, you out of the playoffs, okay, and there's 2 games left. Okay, you put him in, get some reps. I get that, but I'm not a fan of them playing early or playing really at all in their first year, because everything's happening so fast. They're learning all. You got to understand, these guys come from college. That year, they come from college. They go immediately to training for a combine, pro day, draft, offense, season start. Like, they don't even
hmm
have that
yeah, it's not.
a lot of time with the offense. So during the season, they're still learning offense. So how you gonna be playing week one and you still learning offense? So that's why I'm not a fan of that.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't care about Bryce. Forget him. But everything you said is true though. But I'll have to say in summary, and this season was uh, a letdown. Does not even begin to describe how bad this season was. But just know next year, bro, let's be in the same situation again. I guarantee you, Rod never get a coaching job again. I guarantee you that. Vis-a-vis me personally, I promise you, don't hire him, bro. Because bro, there's no excuses. Ain't no excuses, bro. No excuses at all.
It's his first
Our
year. Give him a
core is
chance.
literally 20, 24, 25 contracts, all this stuff is important, and we sitting here wasting time with this dude. All right, bro.
If
Uh
anything, the last three games should have give y'all at least a promising feel for the
bro,
offense,
we
at
got him.
least.
We already got him. I already know that. We got him. That's why I'm saying next year, bro. Let us be meddling. Let us meddle. Okay. He wouldn't, bro. I promise you, he won't make it through the year. Not if I
Well,
was in charge.
Kyle, my thing is, before we move on, I think that you do realistically, okay, being in this city for as long as you've been here, you do realistically need to lower your expectations just a
Nah,
little bit
nah.
because you
See,
already,
that's the
bruh,
first. No.
you already,
Mm-mm.
hold on, because
Next
I already
topic.
said on this podcast before, that team, I'm not gonna lie, that team might be cursed, okay? Like
Next
it doesn't
topic.
matter
Yeah, but
how much.
I have to disagree with you, Ethan, just because of that. It's you guys have a super talented roster.
No, I listen, I
It's not
agree,
like
but
you
my thing
guys are
is,
the New York Giants. I'm like, no, don't have high expectations. Like that team is loaded, like with talent wise.
bro,
So
you don't
like
gotta tell me. I'm telling you,
that
like
gives you
this year.
that gets you hyped. You look at all your skill positions. You say, oh, we got offensive line. Okay, all we need is a quarterback. Okay, we got the quarterback, and then is a letdown. Like,
This year coming in with Kirk, it was the same thing. Even through the first 9 weeks, it was the same thing. And you can look back to when Maddie was here. Like when I'm saying like you get optimism in this city, it's not a bad thing, right? Obviously you want to root for a team, but this specific Falcon, like this organization, that organization is very frustrating. I'll tell you that. It's very frustrating.
all right,
Thomas Dimitrov had the
Yeah, well,
GM
he's
position
out of here.
for so many years.
No, I ain't talking about no
Yeah.
Thomas Dimitrov, bro. Forget him.
Okay.
All right. So that's off my chest. I don't feel no better, but whatever. We tried. So, all right, moving forward. Let's talk about the NFL playoffs. Y'all want to start AFC or NFC first?
we go AFC.
AFC, because
All
it's
right.
literally not fair.
All right, let's talk about the AFC first. So, going by
It's
seeding,
so unbalanced.
let's go by seeding. Kansas City finished with the number one seed, have the first round bye. Buffalo finished as the number two seed. They're going to host a playoff game against the Denver Broncos.
That's gonna be a good
The
game.
Baltimore Ravens are the three seed, and they are hosting against the Pittsburgh
Steelers.
Steelers, which the line as of today is literally 10.5 points. And the
Which
Ten and
is
a half who?
—
That's
that's
insane.
insane.
it's
That's
literally 10,
Ten and a
insane.
half
it's literally 10
who?
points, bro.
Baltimore?
Yes, bro.
Ten and a half.
That's
Yeah, no, that's
insane.
insane.
Like that's a
No,
division rival. There's no way. There's no
no,
way.
no, that's not
All
happening.
y'all gonna lose. Everybody who bet on that gonna lose their money.
Bro,
Like,
Yes,
I think they
bro,
just think that
I
the
saw a
Steelers are
stat.
that bad.
I saw a stat like their last 20 meetings. It's like a 20-point
three
differential in
point
20
game.
in
Yeah,
like
it's
20
like
games.
you win
Like,
by
come on,
3 points or something.
what are you talking about?
Just telling you what I saw. And last but not least, the 4-5 seed the 4 seed being Houston hosting against the LA
Chargers.
Chargers now. Yeah, the LA Chargers. So starting with the first game, let's talk about Buffalo and the Broncos. First, let's get your predictions, and then we'll get into some
I'm not
game.
gonna lie, it
Uh,
feels like a trap game, but I'm still picking the
It's
Bills
no trap
regardless.
game. Hey, it's the playoffs. There's no such thing as a trap game.
I'm
The
still
playoffs,
picking
baby. These are
I'm
all the
still picking the Bills
Go ahead and write
regardless.
that down.
I
Write
ain't
down
gonna
predictions, Ethan. You got the prediction. Go ahead. You do prediction.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Write it down. You what you got?
the Bills.
I got. Hey man, give me that boy. Old man. You understand me?
Yo, okay.
That old man rookie quarterback.
You going for the upset?
I'm going to upset. I'm going to upset. Denver. Listen, I absolutely love Denver's defense. We talked about it a little bit in pre-production. I love the Denver defense. Top five in the league and passing defense, rush defense, takeaways, scoring defense, every statistical category that you want to name, they up there. They apply quarterback. They apply a lot of pressure to the quarterback. I think they lead the league in sacks as a team. So I really love that Denver defense. You know what they got outside, so they're gonna lock them corners down. Now, what they're gonna have to do is they're gonna have to contain Josh Allen legs and running. That's the thing. If they can contain him and stop him from running, You can't stop him, but
Yeah, yeah, I was about to say.
limit how much rushing yards he get.
Hmm.
If he get north to 60 yards, I don't think they win. But if they could keep it under, 50, 60 yards under that, I think they have a great chance of winning. I like what the offense is doing, how the offense has been playing. Cook's
Bro, they're
been
gonna
running
have to
that
hold
ball
up
really good
He lead the league
in
in
the secondary.
rushing touchdowns,
and
and he
rushing.
tied OJ's record for the
How
most
many
rushing
rushes?
touchdowns in
Yeah. Oh,
Bills.
he had
Yeah,
12 this season. Listen, that meant like it's not only you're right with the legs part. Like you got to watch the legs, but it's him extending plays that you have to watch for. Because,
yeah.
like you said, he can run if
The
he wants
corners are
to,
going to
but
lock up. The problem is that middle of the field, so the tight
you
end,
got to follow exactly. Right.
and then just stopping him from, you got to have a spy on him, and he's big and strong. He runs through tackles, but if you can limit his rushing yards, I think Denver has a great chance of winning. That's why I picked Denver.
Everything's telling me to pick
I think
Denver.
if
Oh,
the
go ahead.
Bills just stick to if they Bills just stick to how they've been playing, I think they'll be just fine. I mean, they played top five defenses the entire season, and they kept up with most, not the Rams, but like Lions and whatnot, whatever, like top seeds in each division that they kept up with. So I think they just need to stick to the formula and just go win the game, please.
I don't know what
But
to.
remember they got the brakes beat off them by the Ravens, and that's when their Raven defense wasn't playing that well.
Yeah, I know.
So
Um, I was gonna say I don't know what the weather's gonna be like in Buffalo, so they play Sunday at 1. I don't know what the weather's gonna be like, but
It's gonna be
Denver plays
freezing
in cold weather too, so it's not like
regardless.
that's gonna
Yeah.
be like
mhm.
affecting one team or another. Like I said, everything's telling me to pick Denver. I will pick Buffalo because I'm just like I'm gonna pick Buffalo. I'm not confident in that pick at
Gotta go
all.
with your first instinct, baby.
I'm gonna go Buffalo. And to your point, like you said, Denver led the league in sacks with 63, which is nine clear of the second team, which is Baltimore. However, the Bills do lead the league in not point differential, turnover differential of 24. So, like you said, they do not turn the
That's
ball
huge.
over, and they cause a lot of turnovers. So, like
I
you
know
said,
Von Miller hasn't had like a
Yeah,
crazy,
I
but if he's able
and
to
one
do
thing I want.
something, so go ahead.
No, one thing I want to add is that Knicks cannot have a bad rookie game. He can't turn the ball
He
over. He
can't be
can't throw
turning the
any
ball over and
interceptions.
do it. Yeah.
But he's been
Nope.
played very well. He's been squeezing the ball in the tight windows. Like he's actually played. I've watched a lot of Denver games, surprisingly. And man, the last three games, man, I'm looking at this dude. I'm like, I didn't even see this in college.
yeah, and I don't think Sean Payton's gonna put him in harm's way either way going into a game like that. So, I trust the coaching staff to get him
But you,
prepared for that.
yeah, but you're gonna have to put up points. You're gonna have to score 28,
No,
30
yeah,
points.
yeah, yeah. Well,
You
So
might have to score more.
you can't.
I
Yeah,
think
you can't be that conservative.
now you don't think
You,
it's going to be a defensive struggle. You don't think at no because I feel it might be no. Okay, I think
I think,
I'm
listen,
thinking
in order to
like
beat Buffalo, I think
24,
that they got to put up 28 points.
24,
They got to put
Yeah,
28
I,
twenty-one,
I think I
27,
think
24.
Buffalo, even with that great defense, they score a minimum 24 points.
Buffalo was
So
averaging the most
so
points in
you're
the
going you you
NFL.
you're
I
gonna
think
have to be 27, 28, the 30 range to beat Buffalo to me.
how much were they? I think Buffalo averaged 33 this season. Like they were number one, like I'm talking about points. So you
Let's
have
keep
to
that
score.
game.
I know they were number one. I just don't know what it was. I know it was north of 30 though. Was it 31?
I gotta. Uh, I can't find it quick enough. Oh well, but yeah, sure. I'll take your word for it. um. Then okay, so going to the next game. So the next game we have the Steelers at the Ravens. So the 6 seed at the 3 seed. Like I told you, the line is very big currently. As far as the over under. I and people keep because this is what you have to do. People keep going to Lamar's games versus the Steelers regular season. I don't think they played in the playoffs yet, but regular season games and the games of magnitude.
He's never played them in the playoffs.
I think they say he's
They averaged
two.
31.
2-4 against them. Pass rating's not very good or mid for Lamar standards. I think whenever they play, whether I don't know if they play Saturday or whatever day they play, it's going to be completely different. I think he's going to have a great game.
Yeah, I think it's
He,
Saturday on Prime.
he hasn't had right. He hasn't had a Derrick Henry esque player. I hope they run Pittsburgh off the field like that. That's what you got. That's the formula, okay? Like that's what the formula is. Now I hope they stick to the formula, but I'm picking Baltimore. I'll take Baltimore. I don't think it's
Yeah,
going to be 10 points. 10 points is a
yeah.
large spread.
I'm gonna take Baltimore also. I think the Ravens win. I think because the Ravens is my pick to go to the Super Bowl. Out of the AFC. But they're going to. It's not going to be a blowout. It's going to be a very. I think it's going to be a very tight game. Like I said earlier, it's a division rival. They play a lot. They play twice a year. They know how to play Lamar. They. So Lamar's going to have one of those really MVP type season. I look for their tight end Andrews and what's the other kid
Likely.
likely to have big games. Is what's the name going to play? What's the receiver?
Zay Flowers, I don't
Zay,
I think
know.
he's still
I do
because
questionable.
I
I
not
know
haven't
he
know.
heard
went
anything.
down. That's a huge thing because he's their vertical threat, right? He pushes the ball down the field, and Bates can do that too. But that's a huge. If Pittsburgh can't guard those tight ends, that's going to be a problem for them. But on Pittsburgh side, I think that they have to score points. Is what's the name going to show up?
Russ.
The receiver.
Oh,
Why am
Pickens,
I
man.
blanking?
Pickens.
And
Pickens.
that's what I'm worried
You
about.
know,
That's why I feel like
last game, I think it was 5 drops. Like, come on, you can't be an NFL receiver 5 drops. Where's his head at mentally? What type of week he's had? He's so over emotional. This is the type of game. He's their best receiver. He's gonna have double coverage, and if he gets at any point, if they put single coverage, Russ is gonna throw the ball over there. But he's got to have his mind right, man. So
and
I think that.
oh no, I was just gonna
Go ahead.
say just real quick, and just the flip side of that. I know y'all don't like the line. I'm not mad at the line because we've seen that Pittsburgh offense. They're on a 4 game losing streak, and the offense is trending down currently. Like the offense is sputtering at best, right? And so for me, the Baltimore's defense playing well to finish the season, which I know obviously I don't care about the Giants because it's the Giants, but they held the Steelers. They played the Steelers 3 weeks ago, 34-17. They dismantled the Texans, which we consider the Texans a worthy offense, wouldn't we? They didn't even score. The offense didn't even score against the Ravens. And obviously we see what they did to the Browns. But I think that line is because of trends right now. I think that George Pickens situation affects that in a way, like because he, like you said, he lost in that game last week. Like he
Yeah, he
quite literally
did.
lost in that game. Like we're being honest, it's not on one person, but significantly,
Yeah, man.
So
But I think like they said, like 4 out of the 5 drops were for first downs. Like those are drive
exactly,
killers. Like,
exactly. So
like they get your team off the field. And then the Ravens was just able to just hold the ball.
yeah,
Run the ball. So that's the thing. If the Ravens get up early, it's going to be tough sledding for the Steelers because they could just ground and pound and run the clock out.
yeah,
I think the last game they played, in the second half, I think Russ had the ball like 2 or 3 possessions the whole half. Like you're not gonna win a playoff game like that. Like you need time of possession, and so you have to sustain those drives.
yeah.
When you get them.
So you taking Baltimore?
I'm taking the
He's
Ravens.
taking Baltimore. I'm going to take the Steelers. Um, I I hate to say this. I know Lamar has had his, he's had the year that he's had and in the past, but I'm still not completely sold on him showing. That's just me on him.
And
Not, I'm
that's
not saying
fine. I
him as
mean,
a
that's
player.
fine because
I'm
my thing
saying
is he
him
hasn't done
showing
anything
up
to
in a
show
big.
you. Yeah, that's fine. I
That's
mean,
what I'm
I'm not
saying.
mad at you for
I'm
thinking
not
that.
sold on you showing up in a big game. I know the game's going to be close regardless. I mean, last week when they lost to the Bengals, you said it yourself. You just said it. They could have won that game. Like, dude, I mean, I'm not gonna say there's no reason for them to lose, but they could have won the game. I don't think. I think the game starts. Pittsburgh comes out hot, and then just kind of like they just ride the coast and try to but obviously that's not gonna win them the game. They're gonna have to keep scoring. So
M-
I think
My thing is
what
like I feel like can you in what way is Pittsburgh going to win the game? Because I can think of a multitude of ways Baltimore wins that
I
game.
think.
I feel like if Pittsburgh wins that game, it's going to be because Baltimore like give like because that offense like the Steelers are not playing well right now.
So
Like,
Ethan, what you're going to Steelers,
I think
Ethan?
I think their defense is. I know it's been I know not their offense has been spiraling more downhill than the
no,
defense,
the
and
defense has
obviously
too,
because
bro.
well, I'm
What's
about
the
to
D?
say
Well,
the
real
defense
quick,
has
what's the
been
D
out
tackle
on the
name? The guy who's been there a long time, the D tackle.
Hayward.
Bro, 2 weeks ago, remember there's like a guy apparently someone who's been like
Listen,
quitting on defense and stuff. Like, there's underlying problems on that defense too. Like, don't get that.
I like I understand when you're on the field more than like Unc just said they only had 2-3 possessions, so that means what the defense is on the field for more than half, just about the entire half at
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
point, the
Hmm.
second half. So I think that I would hope that Mike Tomlin and his coaches will, y'all gotta have a come to reality check.
um,
All of y'all like snap in, okay? And I
I don't think you have to
look,
worry
look,
about that. Just because they're division rivals. Like
Lamar can
they
go
they
for no, but I'm
they they
saying,
they they know each
we all
other.
know who Mike Tomlin is, and we know that he can do scheme up, he can do whatever. I think I think the defense is going to win the game for them, just like how they won the first time. And I mean, you could kind of blame it on the offensive play calling for the Ravens as well. But I feel like that's what it's going to be this time. I feel like the Steelers are just going to barely squeak it out. And they're playing in Baltimore, correct?
yeah. But we'll see.
Yeesh.
I think the Ravens will dominate the game. The score may not be indicative of that, but I think that Ravens could control the game, and move the ball. They have more pieces on offense to me. Obviously, like you said, the two tight ends, Derrick Henry, Lamar himself, that can move the ball. So, and like you said, like they're trending in opposite directions. So we'll see. And then the final game for the AFC will be the Texans hosting the Chargers in a 4-5 matchup. Um, I
Their
am,
host?
yeah, the Texans are hosting. They're 4 seed
Oh, they won the
because
Yeah,
division.
they,
Who?
yeah, they won
division.
the
Okay, okay,
division.
Yeah,
okay, okay. I was like,
division.
what?
That division is sorry. So I am taking the Chargers in this game,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Houston. And
yeah.
I feel fairly confident about that too. Again, it's kind of the same thing with uh the Steelers that I feel with like Houston, not to the extent because I believe and I like CJ to make plays more than I do Russ at this point right now. Um I like
No, they've been trending
uh
downhill.
no,
Too
no,
many
no,
injuries.
for
Too
sure.
many
Yeah, for
injuries. Yeah,
sure.
they've
Way
been.
too many injuries.
But and I'm saying like they've been treading water given those injuries, which I love the effort. Bring because Houston was a mess for that season after the Rapist left. So to see them back on the map, winning different what
Yo, that
Let's
what
let
flew
it
over
go.
my
Let's
head
go.
the first
It went
time.
quick. It went quick. It
I'm
went
just
quick.
saying, so yeah, like they're back on the map. They're gonna win divisions, like we said, Sunshine had his time to win that division. Indy, had good rosters, couldn't pull it through, but I think Houston's gonna hold that division for a while. But I'm taking the Chargers. John Harbaugh, uh, and what he's done
That's
for Justin Herbert, as far as bringing the run game, right, running the game, play action, not turning the ball over. You got brick hands out there, but Lab McConkey, that little white boy, he's showing you, bro. He future of that receiving core in LA and in LA. And then the defense as well. Last year, I was saying they need to trade Khalil Mack and trade Duran, and I was like, these guys on the taking up 10% of your salary cap, not doing nothing. The defense is actually playing lights out, bro. Like it's crazy what coaching does. It's crazy. So yeah,
insane.
I'm gonna take the Chargers confidently. Honestly, like I feel confident the Chargers can go into Houston and beat them. Like truly,
Who they just scored 2 points against last week? Or
the Ravens they only scored two, but they got a safety. That safety against the Ravens. The offense didn't
yeah,
score, bro,
yeah.
and
I got the
that's hard
Chargers,
to do in an NFL
and
game. Like to not score, like that's hard. Okay.
they could have scored, but it was like they just going on fourth down trying to get a touchdown. But I would pick the Chargers as well, and I would just say confidently. One, I don't think any of us think that the Texans or I don't right now. I don't think they're in playoff shape. They
Yeah,
don't
I
lost too
mean,
much on both sides of the ball. Like I don't see it. Like you said, coaching goes a long way, and I think a competent head coach goes a long way. I don't know if y'all been following. I've been following the Chargers and the relationship that him and Harbaugh have. Like it's crazy, like the dynamic that they have. So I think him having as much trust as he does, the run game's been good. The line has been good. I mean, like, I'm not saying this Charger team going far, but I know they can get out the first round at least. So I pick the Chargers.
I almost slide through that corner. Whoa,
Bro,
whoa.
there you
What
go.
up? You know. Yeah, no. Give me Chargers too.
I was about to
Yeah,
Hey,
say,
I was like,
hey,
what?
hey, no, man. Like everything you guys said, man. Hey, I really gotta give Harbaugh, and I always get Jim
And
and
John, yeah.
brother.
John
Yeah.
confused, but I'm gonna give Harbaugh, man. I when I at the beginning of the season, both I didn't see the Broncos. It shows how much I know about football, right? I didn't see the Broncos being here. I didn't see the Chargers being here. When you look at the beginning of the season, how he stripped that roster down, and he was, dumping players, and I was like, man, you getting rid of all your best receivers, and I was like, dude, that's crazy. You want to build up you want to build Herbert up, and you're taking away all his weapons.
Yeah.
But that was never his game plan. His game plan was to run the ball
Yep.
and to pass when you need to,
Yep.
and he had the plan. You talk about the defense, how it's like night and day. It's majority of them guys was there last year, and that was a horrible defense. It shows, what coaching
That's
does.
crazy.
And
Who's
then
that
on the
coach
other
name?
side, I just think
Hmm.
the Texans. I like you said, man. I like the Texans. I like CJ, but I just think it's just too many injuries. I had high hopes for them during the regular season. They still ended up winning the division. That shows how sorry that division is.
Yeah.
Um,
Seriously.
but with the team that had so many injuries to key guys, not just like regular guy, like some of their best players have been injured, and I'm talking about like out for the season,
Yeah.
done.
The
Um,
three wide receivers were in injury thing the entire season.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty confident, like you guys are, with the Chargers going in and getting the win. Um, yeah, man.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I think the defense, one thing about Houston that went kind of underrated. Houston has an underrated defense. The defense is pretty good. Like the front seven is good. Derek Stingley, the DB had a good season this year because I definitely was trending towards like this guy's a bust, given like the hype and stuff he had coming out of the draft. But he had a good season this year, which I think will make the game interesting. I don't think by again any stretch that they have a chance. Of course, they have a chance to win. I do think the Chargers will win handfully, but we'll see. I think that's going to be a good matchup, though, like a good game, relatively speaking. It'll be better than the Baltimore Ravens game, I feel like personally, but we're going to find out. Um, Now, switching to the NFC side. Okay, so we know that the Lions locked up the number one seed this last week of the season, uh, dismantling Minnesota.
I don't know. Oh my gosh, I don't know what Minnesota was thinking, dog.
Minnesota
Like,
went from potentially the one seed to dropping to the five seed, and will now go on the road to number four Rams. So they're going to go to LA now in the 4-5 matchup. The
man,
2-7 matchup will be the Eagles hosting the Green Bay Packers in Lincoln Financial,
that's
right? That
gonna be
stadium.
a
Yeah.
good game, mind you.
And
Remember they
One
played the first
question.
game of the
Hold on,
season.
hold on, hold on, hold on,
wait,
hold on,
wait,
hold
real
on,
quick, real
hold on,
quick.
hold on.
And the last game,
One question
Jay Hurts
is Hurts
playing. We're
playing?
gonna talk about it. And then the
Okay.
last game will be the 3-6 matchup, which could have been the Falcons hosting a playoff game against Washington, who we would have beaten had we had made the playoffs. But it's not. It's Tampa Bay hosting the Washington Commanders and Dane Daniels down in Tampa Bay. So we can go ahead and just hit this 2-7 matchup. So Philly and Packers, and to the point that you're making. Last I've seen, he's still questionable. He hasn't cleared concussion protocol as far as I know as of this
They
point.
practiced today. I didn't see
Go
anything
ahead. Y'all
if
can
he
talk
if
about the
he
matchup. I'll look it up for you real
yeah,
quick.
if he I don't know if he practiced today. Everybody's waiting to see if he was gonna practice today. Because if he practiced today, that means he cleared
Yeah.
concussion protocol. He's been in concussion protocol for 2 weeks, and really, my pick really depends on that. If Hertz plays, because I think they win. I don't think Pickens can win a playoff game.
Oh snap!
So,
Um,
Y'all know
so
Watson tore his ACL too. Right. Forgot
who?
about that. Watson, Christian Watson on the receiver
Oh yeah,
for
yep.
Green Bay, he tore
For
his
Green Bay, yeah.
ACL.
but they have other young receivers. So I'm not too
Yeah,
like
yeah,
worried
yeah, yeah,
about.
yeah,
I know,
yeah.
but
You're right.
he was. I'm not
He's
gonna say he was a
he's a
main
very
factor,
good
but
receiver.
you think
He
about
was like the
last year
Drake.
against Dallas and 49ers, he was still
No, for sure.
involved.
But I look at him like the Drake. Like obviously Drake is our best receiver, but like Mooney on like
Yes,
you know what I
yes,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's so that it's
Right.
that
I know
that
what you mean.
dynamic. But so I have here so Jay Hurts, he's still in concussion protocol. He practiced in a limited fashion on Wednesday, so he's listed as questionable, but he'll play.
He did practice. Okay, so he's in.
What day is the game?
He's gonna play. The game's Sunday.
Uh,
He gonna play. If it was
Or
Saturday, I'd be
are they
like,
playing Saturday? I bet he been off for 2 weeks.
yeah, that is kind of crazy that he's still
This is
in.
third week. This is third week.
they play Sunday, 4:30.
Yeah, he'll play. Despite
AJ
that
Brown's
though,
questionable too. He was limited today with a knee injury.
He'll play also. I mean, these guys are
Yeah,
at the end of
yeah,
the season.
yeah.
They're banged up. You know, they all those guys are gonna play.
Okay, so yeah.
um,
Go ahead, Ethan.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna pick the Packers despite,
Really?
I'm going with love. I don't care. Um, I think despite all that they have against him, like last week, LaFleur had some very questionable calls. I don't know how you lost to the Bears, but we're gonna leave that for another day.
Anybody could beat
I
anybody, bro.
think what happened here, um, Philly's going to, and this is why I
It
say
took. I mean, it's not like they got beat down. They lost on the
no,
last
no, no.
second
But
field goal. It
I'm
wasn't.
saying you said like that's a Green Bay thing. You're not supposed to lose to the Packers. But anyways, look, like I'll say this, right? I don't think that the Eagles are with or without Hurts don't
Hey
matter.
man,
I don't think that
Aaron
they're gonna.
Rodgers ain't walking through that door, Playboy.
I don't think that they're gonna come out and play like how they've been playing all season. I've been saying this. I know they've been playing great, but I do not think that they're real contenders. That's just me.
Who, the
They're
Eagles?
about to lose. They're about to lose, and Sirianni's gonna get fired immediately. I'm talking about next day, Monday morning, he's getting fired. Okay,
Yo,
and they're gonna
gonna
blame it all on him.
gonna
They're
fire the
gonna be
division
like,
winner, bro.
"You, yeah,
The
They
two.
might fire. You
listen.
said they
I
gonna
don't
fire
care,
him like he did Jerome Merrill right after the game
bruh. I
because
don't
like,
care. I
come
don't
on,
care
step into
if
my office.
Sirianni makes it to the Super Bowl and loses. He's still getting fired. You ain't coming back for the next year. It don't matter. It ain't happening.
You're telling
That
me if he gets to 2 Super Bowls,
and
he's
now
gonna get fired?
he's getting fired. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter.
Nah.
Listen. Although I would
Not
disagree
the
with it
Super
because
Bowl,
I've
bro.
been
Not the Super Bowl. Not the
listen.
Super Bowl.
Although I would disagree with it because I've been defending him all season. Because you remember, I was like, oh, ever since he was barking at the fans, they're 9-0, they're 10-0, they're 11. Like I was defending him. I think that Philadelphia they would do that. Okay, um, especially if they lose in bad fashion in the first round. So let's take the Super Bowl out. Let's just say this first
So you're
round. If they
taking the
lose in the first,
Packers?
yes,
Who you took, or who you taking?
No, I don't
you
want
got the
no Packers,
Eagles.
man. Give me the Eagles. Give me the Eagles. I like how that defense been playing.
I am.
Even though someone said it's the worst defense I've ever seen in my life, but that's
He
neither here nor
keeps
there.
saying that. I don't know why he
Um,
keeps
Ethan, you
saying
don't
that.
even gotta expand. Let me just say this. All I'm gonna say is, I am worried about
You're
the
getting the Packers.
passing offense of Philly, given the playoff scenario. Now, Philly's defense, no, if you look stats, they're Saquon centric. Let's just put it like that.
That's
Now, if I'm
the
Packers,
Ravens
I
are
know,
Lamar and what's the name centric. That's the strength of their team.
and
but
they
we,
lost because of it. I'm
but
confused.
we're not questioning Lamar's passing ability ever. Lamar just threw for 4,200 yards. This
We
dude
at
threw
one
for
No,
point
I'm
did.
not.
this dude threw for 2,900 yards this season. And like and again, it's like when we look at trends. I'm just saying, like in a game like this where you may have to pass to beat this team, like is Jalen Hurts going to be able to do that? Given what I
Well,
see on the
Kyle, he
regular
missed
season.
how many games has he played? He missed what 3 games? I know he missed another game. He had a hand problem.
I think
He
he
had a
missed
hand
maybe
issue.
like 4 games this season.
Oh,
So
Hurts
Hurts.
4 games? I don't know if he missed 4 games.
four.
No.
Hold
He
on,
he
maybe like
missed the he
two.
missed
Maybe like
he missed
two,
the last two. He missed the last two, and he had like on his
Hold on.
non-passing hand, he had a finger or something broken or something, and he missed a game or two.
which is crazy because Josh Allen been playing with a
That's what I'm trying to
broken
tell
left
you.
hand the entire season.
They sure did say that too. When they put that out last week, didn't they?
No, this is probably like 2, 3 weeks ago.
Brad, why is it
I
so
was
hard?
like,
Okay,
that's
I'm
crazy.
gonna leave this. But I'm gonna take. Yeah, I don't know, bro. This one. I'm taking.
You want brother love.
I'm gonna take Philly, bro. I'm gonna take Philly. I like Philly's defense to really cause mayhem. And Jordan Love, the last month of the season, really did take care of the ball, as far as the turnover goes. But Philly's defense is still Philly's defense. Like that defense, that front seven is
Let me tell you
crazy,
something. Let me tell you, you know what they
crazy.
finna do? You know what the Packers finna do? They
Oh
finna
boy.
go into Lincoln Financial Stadium and they finna flip it upside down like they did Jerry World last year. Let's move on to the next game.
So you're
Next
predicting
game.
you're predicting a blowout? Packers win?
I'm predicting a nasty wipeout. Hurricane tsunami.
Really? Wow.
Hurricane category 5.
Wow. You do
LaFleur finna
realize
come out
there's
there.
I think you got that turban wrapped too tight, player.
I'm
wow.
telling you
Okay.
right now. I'm
Uh
telling you right now, Sirianni fired Monday morning. You will see it as a headline.
okay. Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the Washington Commanders.
Give me Bake. Man, unfortunately, give me Bake.
Nah, give me Jaden Daniels, baby.
I trust Bake,
I seen the
baby.
recipe to beat Jaden Daniels, bro. I seen it in real life. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody got a recipe to beat anybody. What are you saying to me?
That's why I'm about to take Baker.
I'm
And
taking
I'm
Baker
mad.
for the sole fact I know that he
Actually,
can
you know
go
what?
win in that game.
I'm not picking this game. I'm mad at both of them teams. I ain't picking this game. So I don't care.
I
Whoever
already
won
wrote
You
you down
wins.
for
crazy.
I'm
Bake,
not picking.
so
I'm not picking this team.
Yeah, give me the
eh,
Commanders, man. Give me the Commanders. I even though I hate that name, the Commanders, I hate it. But
they
anyway,
said that.
Magic said
Well,
they're
I
gonna
don't know
bring
if it
back
was true.
the
Exactly.
Redskins. That's what
They
Magic
said
said.
that they were talking about bringing back Redskins name.
They talked to
listen,
the
man.
Hookah Laka tribe, and they was like, "We give you a blessing." I'm like, okay,
Listen. I like Redskins, and I even like the Washington Football Club. I thought that was dope.
that's cool too.
But
You know how I go, bro. Niggas who ain't even Indian worried about the name Indians, bro.
Commanders.
Like, come on,
What the
bro.
hell is a commander?
Come on.
Come on, man.
Well,
Get
that
out of
was
here.
during like that whole thing because then they were like, "Oh,
Listen,
y'all need to redo the Braves thing next," and then
They
Kansas
was trying to do
City and
that,
all
bro, and
this stuff like that.
they wasn't going for it.
Atlanta was not going for that.
Bro, no, but it's not even that. The literal local Indian let me say it correct. Native American tribes was like, we don't have a problem with it. So,
Yeah, I
all
don't know
right.
what the hell
but
that was about.
calling the Braves? Come on, man.
No, it's
That's
the
crazy.
little
Because
tomahawk
the
chop
chop thing that they
thing,
have, and
like
then
the
the Chiefs have the same
Seminoles
thing.
and the
How is that a
Chiefs.
negative? How's that a negative?
They said
It's
it's R word.
appropriation, bro.
It's racist.
It's
Yeah,
appropriation, bro.
Are you crazy, bro? All these young people with the it's racist. Shut up. It's
I'm just
ridiculous.
gonna say,
This thing has been around 100 years. Everybody from Indian
see,
American,
now you about
Native
to have someone going in
American,
history books. This was actually the symbol that they
black,
did when they chopped
what
off the heads.
everybody got on they had the blow up little chop thing like
it
that.
was crazy. It's just literally
Like,
a
come on,
part of the
man.
Braves. Like it's literally on the jerseys. Like that's insane.
Like, listen.
The
This is
stadium
what I don't
has a
understand.
big thing that goes like this.
This is what I don't understand
All right, hold on,
with
wait.
these sports teams. No, really quick. This is what I don't understand with these sports teams.
He got to
Like,
get this off his
like the
chest.
fans, like people look at it as a negative thing, but like the fans have reverence for these teams. This is not a negative thing. This is not like the Washington Redskins. People have reverence for that. People got Redskins on their house.
For real.
If
Yeah.
it was gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
this is like love and passion and excitement
It's just a
a
different
team and a culture. Like, come on,
like this
man.
is our
So
circle, and like people who are not in our circle as sports fans don't get it. It's that simple. Like
it
you just don't
doesn't
get
make
it.
any sense to me. That's all I had to say. Let's move on. Next game.
Yeah. And then, so the last game, NFC 4 or 5 seed. Again, Minnesota falling to the 5 seed. They're going on the road to the Rams, who again have been trending up. Not that
Man,
Minnesota has been trending down.
Give
this
me
is a
Matthew Stafford.
tricky.
This ain't tricky. Why am I even thinking about it? I know Sam Darnold had a good year. It was great. I know that defense is great, but at the same time,
See,
I know Matthew Stafford is all
you
world and
young
a Hall of
people think
Famer.
you
I've been glazing
okay.
him all season long, and it's not going to stop now. So I don't know what y'all think is
You
going on
have been
here.
glazing them in the
Rams all
but
day,
but but
every
but
day.
regular season. See, see the Rams defense is suspect at best to me, and you got one of the best receivers in the world,
Ooh,
a defense that plays lights out. That's gonna blitz Matthew Stafford, who can't move no more.
he don't
He
need
gonna
to
be
move.
blitzed.
That arm
He gonna
does all
be
the magic.
he gonna be blitzed on set. Hey, listen, a lot of people, when you watch that Detroit Lions game last week, people look at the score and say, "Oh, it's a blowout." But if you watch that game, that defense played lights out. The problem was the defense was on the field the whole goddamn game.
Yeah, turn the ball
So
over.
yeah, so you
Not
turn the
safety.
ball over,
Yeah.
and the guys can't. The guy you putting them in bad situations, and it made it look like the defense didn't do their job. The defense played lights out. And so they continue to. They've been playing like that all season. So that defense is going to travel. Um, I like everybody was talking about this whole week, has what's the quarterback, Vikings
JJ
quarterback,
McCarthy or Sam Darnold?
say, oh, has Sam Donald lost himself 10 million by the last game? The dude won
What?
14 games. They
That's
talking
what people
about,
saying.
oh, has he
Bro,
lost himself $10 million?
bro,
Oh, is he now he was looking like a $50 million
That man
quarterback.
Monday,
Now is he
guaranteed
really a
himself
$40 million
$40 million.
Monday
quarterback
morning,
off of one,
Sam Darnold's a
like off of one game?
fluke season. I'm
No,
just
I don't.
like,
I
Like,
bro.
don't. I don't
like
think so.
you can't fluke 14 wins in the season, man.
No.
So it wasn't like they went 9-8. You know what I'm saying? Like this is he was dominating the whole season. He probably had 2 or 3 bad games the whole season. So I'll look for him for a bounce back game. Give me Vikings.
Yeah,
I
give
had
me or whatever Joe
right.
Biden said.
Minnesota. I'm gonna put that in there instead of you actually
And
saying it.
mind you,
Listen,
LA could put up points. Kyrie Williams and them two receivers. For sure. Don't get me wrong now.
I
Okay,
told y'all
don't get me
as
wrong.
long as Cooper,
Hey
as
man,
long
hey
as Cooper
y'all,
and
listen. Y'all
Hooper,
know
what
how
his
I
name
feel
is?
about Puka. Y'all
Hooker.
know
I
how I
said
feel
Cooper.
about Puka Nakua, man. That dude is an absolute monster. But it's just not gonna be enough. It's gonna be too much,
It's
man.
gonna
Hey,
be enough.
listen, pressure bust pipes, and they're
Burst
gonna
them.
be in his face.
That's my favorite
They're gonna be in
saying.
his face all game. They're not gonna let Stafford just be back there and have a no. He gonna have to make quick decisions.
I'm telling
And
you,
I know that that coaches has a great offensive mind, and he gonna be ready for some of that stuff. But when they get in their bag defensively, I'm gonna use the word that he loves with exotic defenses.
Yeah,
You know,
bro, bro.
when they get in this bag, you know what I'm saying, defensively, man, it's hard to beat them. It's hard to beat Minnesota.
man. Listen, I told y'all early on in the season when I think the Cardinals were
What's
first
her
in that
been that corner
division. I think when
wall?
the Cardinals were hot, told y'all early on. I said, bro, as long as they have those two and the defense starts to step up, the Rams meaning that they can win the division. Okay, they won the division. I just think that Matthews, mind you, I mean, I'm not gonna. I really shouldn't bring up the last year's playoff because I mean they lost by a touchdown to the Lions in a close game or whatever it is. But I think that that team is more, with the less that they have is still more than capable with a couple players alone to beat this Minnesota team. If it is, I don't know if that would be considered an upset for people, because given that they won 14 games. I don't know, but I think it would be very interesting with the Vikings going forward, seeing with the whole JJ and Sam Darnold thing. Does he move out or, what happens? So
Um, so yeah. Hey, listen, I'm taking Minnesota, but hey, I love Matt
I would
Stafford.
keep me
I
personally,
love
I would keep
LA.
him. JJ, you sitting another year, baby. Watch behind this guy before we
So
bring
yeah,
you in there.
so that's a quick recap of the playoffs are going. So just throwing it out there. Super Bowl matchup. Who y'all got winning?
Oh, who's gonna go first?
I got the
Go ahead,
Bills and
Ethan.
Lions, and at that point, I don't really
Who?
care who wins.
Who?
The Bills and
Bills and
Lions,
Okay.
and
Lions.
at that point, I really don't care who wins. I would just be, dang, I would say Rams. I'm gonna leave it at Bills and Lions. Bills and Lions, I really
Rams in
don't.
the Super Bowl.
Yes, but
No,
I
no,
don't.
say
I
that.
think that
Say that.
I think
Boy,
that's a
this
sleep.
boy, this
I,
dude, this dude really slurp. That ain't even slurp. That's
bruh,
more than slurp. I
That's
bruh.
don't know what that is.
I think it's a sleeper. Listen, I'm gonna say Lions,
That's a
Bills
big
in this
gulp.
Lions, Bills in the Super Bowl. I don't really care who wins, but
bro.
do remember I have the
Right.
Rams as a sleeper pick to make it to the
Right.
Super Bowl.
Who's your Super Bowl
That's it.
matchup, bro?
Bills, my
Okay.
Super Bowl, Bills and Lions.
Okay. I'm saying.
All right.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I
Uh,
only
uh,
see the Bills are the only
I
team that can
have
beat
I
Kansas City.
have Ravens. I have Ravens Lions. Um, I like what the Ravens is doing. I think the Ravens is gonna be the year they're gonna play Kansas City and finally get over the hump. beat Kansas City, and go to the Super Bowl. And I really like. I think that Detroit's just like a team of destiny, man. This like with all the injuries and all the things they experienced all through the year, they continue to win, and just being a poverty franchise for 60 years and finally getting their shot
Yeah,
and knock on the door last year. They really didn't know how to win, and now I just hope and pray, man, that they can stay healthy for the rest of this playoff run, so we could really get an opportunity to see. I think Ben Johnson is one of the greatest offensive mind in the game right now, and he gonna have them boys ready to go. Already know what the defense represents, man. So I like the Ravens and the Lions. If the Ravens will just continue to stay steady fast, run the ball, not like last year when they won the playoffs and forgot that there was the number one rushing team in the world. Stay steady fast, run the ball, and that run game could take them all the way to Super Bowl.
yeah. I think I have the
And then
same.
I got and then I got the Lions winning the Super Bowl,
Crazy.
which is
That's what I
crazy
would hate.
because
I would hate for that to
Lamar
happen.
still ain't gonna get his,
So
and I want Lamar
that's
to
why
win
I'm
it more than
torn. I
That's
think
anybody.
why
the
that's
storylines of
why I
this
didn't
But
want to
season are
pick
really good.
I didn't want to pick it. I didn't want to pick
Detroit.
Lions versus Bills, to be honest, because I would hate, like, I would love for either one of them to win, but I would hate for one of them to lose because it's like y'all have worked for
I
so
don't care.
long
That
to get.
listen. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. I would give a
Yeah, we know
goddamn
you. Yeah,
about the
nobody
no
cares.
Bills.
Nobody
Hey,
cares.
the Bills could kick rocks. I hope they get beat by 57.
I just
Uh,
hate, like, I hate it. I don't know, man. It
no, seriously, the
sucks.
storyline thing has me torn. I have
It's tough.
Ravens, Lions. I have Lamar and the Ravens winning, so everybody can shut up for at least a year. Shut everybody up. You
I
can't
hope
say
I
nothing.
hope that actually
You
happens,
can't say
but
nothing.
I think that I don't know that the Ravens can stop the Lions. That'd be a great matchup.
And
I
again,
think the
like I said,
Bills match up better. I don't
storyline
think
wise,
I.
even like you said, Detroit, poverty city, poverty franchise for 40 years, right? I don't want to say the city
I
because
didn't
people
even
listen.
I didn't become a
Yeah,
poverty
my fault.
city.
My
God, that
fault.
was one that like
People
just
from Detroit, I
what?
did not
He
mean
said,
that.
not only are y'all a poverty city, not only are y'all a poverty franchise, y'all a poverty city.
Folks
So
from Detroit, Detroitans, my fault. I didn't even mean it for like
That's
that.
insane.
I just meant like industry wise, like Ford Motors and stuff, barely keep y'all city alive. That's what I was getting at. Okay. Anyway,
he just
Right.
digging it deeper. Just digging
Yeah.
it.
uh, but if Buffalo wins, Josh Allen gets that monkey off his back, and he kind of puts him in a tier above Lamar because now he has a ring, Lamar
Yeah,
doesn't,
hell no.
right?
I don't never want Josh Allen. First of all, I never want Josh Allen to win nothing.
So
But I definitely don't want him to win one before Lamar. Come
That's
on, man.
yeah,
Don't do him like that.
crazy. You don't want him to win nothing? Like if he was off of the
What?
Bills?
Nigga, do you
that's saying
understand what
his
I
the
said? I'm a
division, bro.
Miami Dolphins fan.
No,
I don't give a goddamn about the
I just said
Bills.
if
I
he's
don't
off
care
the
nothing about the
Bills.
Jets, and the Patriots could kick rocks.
I
Why the
just
hell would I
said
want
I just said if he's
Josh
off the
Allen to win
Bills.
anything?
If he's
Every time he go out there, I want him to lose by 58.
if he's off the
I don't
Bills is
want
what
him
I
to get. I don't
said,
want him to
dog.
score a touchdown. I don't want him to do nothing. What?
I
He's
said
a quick little side note because I was watching Unsportsmanlike earlier today and this morning, right? And Michelle Smallman, who's the lady on that show, she talking about, oh, she supposedly be a Packer fan, and she said, oh, I'm a Packers fan, but I would love to see the Detroit Lions win.
Oh
Are you
my,
nuts?
what in the
that's
world?
Are you out of
insane.
your
What's
mind?
she talking
That's
about?
actually crazy.
You want your rival, your absolute blood rival, to win a Super Bowl?
See,
You
that's
can't be no
crazy.
you can't
Hey,
be no
there's
Packers
levels
fan.
to
You
this.
can
Yeah.
go to hell with all that.
There's
Listen,
levels.
I don't like none. Listen, I don't like in the AFC South. I hear you all the storylines. Listen, Jets, I hate them. Patriots, I hate them even more. Bills, listen, y'all are disgusting to me. I don't listen. They're talking about, oh, Bills Mafia. Hey, F the Bills Mafia. You understand what I'm saying? I don't like not nan one. I don't like the
Yo,
cities that they in.
yo.
I don't like the teams. I don't like the team colors. I don't like none of the
So
players.
I
You know what I'm
guess
saying? I hate when my Miami Hurricane players go to any one of them teams. I don't want to see nobody win nothing over
I was
there.
just like, bro, jump through that
What
table
you
and break
mean?
your neck for all I care.
Are
Bro.
you crazy?
Hey, Ethan.
Dog, Josh Allen,
I
what?
guess we're not gonna make it to Orchard Park, bro. As part of trying to get to all the stadiums, we ain't never gonna make it to
Hey
Buffalo.
man, they could
I
kick
definitely want to
rocks,
see that
And
man.
new
if we make
stadium.
it to
So if he's
Buffalo,
not
I'm gonna
there,
be
I'm getting
fighting.
there
He gonna be
somehow.
fighting Bills Mafia, bro. Come on,
I'm
bro.
somehow getting there because that stadium look like it's gonna be
And
beautiful.
listen, let me ask you this question: are they putting it? Is it gonna be a dome? If it ain't gonna be a dome, they can kick rocks. I ain't going to no goddamn Stone Stadium.
They
Bro,
not
it's
going,
not gonna be as
they gonna
bad
keep
as
it
the other
open,
one.
bro. What you mean? They gonna keep that stadium
Yeah.
open.
Yeah, okay. Well, they could keep it open by their goddamn self.
Come
They
on,
won't never see
we
me.
gotta, you trying to accomplish something, bro. We gotta have to go there
Let's
eventually, bro.
all right. I might go there with all my
You
Miami
and
Dolphin
they
shit
say
on.
Bills Mafia the nicest group of people, like the nicest fan base in the whole
It better be because
NFL.
I'll bust your head to the white meat.
No,
I
no,
don't want to hear
like
nothing about
like
none of
when
that.
stuff happen, like you get fans that donate and stuff. Like it's always the Bill fans leading that, like donations to organizations and foundations and stuff.
Okay. All
They
right.
cool people,
All
but
right.
they
All right. Cool people, but guess what? I don't like
you
them.
walking in there with a Tyreek
Sorry.
jersey, they gonna be a problem. But I mean,
Listen, I hate their guts. First of all, I don't even got no Tyreek jersey no
oh,
more.
that's right,
I'm
that's
a
right.
matter of fact, that's my yard shirt. I'm gonna go cut the lawn in that. Go change it.
Y'all,
Go change some oil. I'm gonna go change my car
there's
oil.
$150 jersey by the way, y'all.
He gonna
I'm gonna get an oil change in that. I'm a what?
he gonna wear
Listen,
that next year.
I'm gonna
You
go
gonna
play
swerve in the
basketball and
corner.
then wipe my ass with it.
You
He
gonna
gonna wear
swerve
That
in
that
that
next
goddamn
corner
year.
Tyreek Hill.
wall.
Yeah, I'm gonna swerve through that corner and throw that in the trash. Come on,
All
man. It's
right.
garbage.
Okay, so playoffs out of the way. Super Bowl winners out of the way. NFL MVP. Ethan,
All right, let me get.
who you got?
Oh, we gonna go down all of them,
Nah,
or
we're
we
gonna
just
do
gonna
one
do
at a
one
time.
at a
Yeah, we
time?
do one at a time.
Okay, my
I
super.
got
We can't start with that. Let's go with the defensive player of the
All
year, then
right,
work our way back up.
defensive player of the year.
all right, well, I got Henderson from
How you take my pick, Gus? Come on,
Bengals.
man.
What? Like he was the only one that seemed to be trying on that sorry good for nothing defense.
Wow.
Ditto, man. They had a really bad team, a really bad defense this year. He led the league, and he was really the only bright spot. He led the whole league in sacks. So I'm gonna go with Henderson also.
I'm just gonna go a different route. I don't know. Trying to think the last. It was last DB to win Defensive Player of the Year was Gilmore, Stephon Gilmore in New England. What was that, 2019 maybe? 2018, 2019.
Nah, I think what's the name won it? Didn't he win it that year? He had a limited suspension.
Who?
The dude, the dude from the Cowboys, Diggs. Didn't he win it that
No,
year
no.
when he had like 10, he had like 12 interceptions or
No,
something?
he ain't never won no Defensive Player of the Year,
Dog, I
bro.
think TJ Watt won that year.
Yeah.
Ah, hmm.
Plus, he big play giver. But anyway, I'm gonna just go back to my DBs. Pat Surtain, you know what I'm saying, in Denver, best corner graded this year. Absolute lockdown. Call it Surtain Island. You know what I'm saying. I'm gonna go with my DB. You know what I'm saying. He had a great season. Obviously, the Denver's in the playoffs. He was a big contributor to that. Um, and yeah, so I'm saying Pat Surtain, but I mean Trey Henderson. I mean, you lead the league
You
in
can't go wrong with
sacks.
either.
Yeah, I mean you can't go wrong with that either. Okay, offensive player of the year.
I got Saquon.
Okay, Saquon.
All right. So if Saquon would have got the record, I would have gonna say Saquon. But because he said he didn't get the record, you can't be my offensive player of the year. My offensive player of the year is Josh Allen.
Really? Okay, Josh Allen. All right. And my offensive player of the year is Jamar Chase. I'm giving it to Triple Crown winner, Chris.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
that's fair.
So
Okay, I ain't mad at that.
okay, all right. Hey, listen, I like that. We got three different players. Honestly, all three deserving. Derrick Henry could be deserving as well. So that should be interesting too. I guess really haven't thought about that, so I'm really interested to see who's going to win that award. Honestly, before we do MVP, I just want to throw this out there. Any Coach of the Year awards? Anybody you think is should
Well,
be
we
up for
didn't do
Coach of the
Rookie
Year?
of the Year, but anyways,
Well, I was gonna come
um,
back because those are the two big ones. Rookie of the Year and MVP are like the two big ones. So,
okay,
uh,
um,
for this Coach of the Year, like any suggestions?
I like Dan Quinn out there in Commanders.
Okay.
I can't like him because what he did to the Falcons.
I think he had. Right. You can't hold no grudge. This man, come on, are you
I can't.
nuts?
Uh,
Um,
uh,
what he did to Commanders this year. I don't think anybody had any expectations for the Commanders. We thought they were going to be better, but not this good. Going out, winning the division, even though that division was awful this year. Going into the season, we didn't think it was going to be like that. So what he did, how he had that defense playing, obviously getting the looks like the best player in the draft with
Mhm.
Jaden Daniels. You know, he turned that organization around. He turned the culture around. I had to do a Dan Quinn.
I'm going with Harbaugh. For you
Which
to
one?
come in your first
Oh,
year, the Chargers.
hmm
For you for I can't remember his name. That's why I said the last name. For you to come in your
Yeah,
first year and take whatever that dumpster fire that was last year. I know the Commanders was too, and you gave valid point, but I guess I can say the same thing for
that's not
uh
a bad choice. It's not a bad
this right
choice.
here. For you to turn that around, especially a defense last year where I'm talking about the entire league at this point was
Yeah,
furious at the
they was
coach
one of the they was the worst
himself.
defense in the league.
It's just so for him to bring the team to where it's at right now, and you potentially have better to do. You potentially could do better even in the future after this season. I think Harbaugh. I like where the Chargers are at right now.
I was gonna. It's tough for me. I was gonna say hardball. Like initial thought, hardball. I'm between, just for the sake of just being different from y'all. Kevin O'Connell, Minnesota,
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
or Dan Campbell,
Yeah, I mean,
with Detroit, and just what he's done. Obviously with their surprise season last year, he could have won it last year. Obviously they gave it to Stefanski with Cleveland and Joe Flacco and that, miracle run, whatever. But either one of those two guys, they're deserving. Obviously the two guys you guys named are very deserving as well. I think this will be an interesting year for, given what they put into that to how they give it. But
yeah,
um, I'll just say Dan Campbell for the sake of saying somebody, but Kevin
yeah.
O'Connell with the
I don't think he's
quarterback.
gonna get it just because they had what they did last year, and then
Yeah,
they
yeah,
had high expectations just there, and they kind of met those expectations.
yeah.
So that usually
Last year
the
should have
coach
been
of
the
the
year
year
that he got it.
goes to a team that had a traumatic
Right,
turnaround
right, yeah.
usually. So that's
There's
why I
a
went
lot of
where I
teams
went
that
to.
that can go to
Or
when you
like
really
in
think about it.
season, you have a backup
Hey, but
quarterback.
McConnell is a good one.
Yeah,
He's a great head coach. I didn't see that coming either.
because think about it, it's just the circumstance of you having your whole season with a backup quarterback theoretically. Because JJ was coming
That's
into the
Yeah,
season to
yeah.
start.
Most teams, that's a tank,
I
But
guess I mean that's true. I don't know if I would give it to McConnell for the sole reason that you've had winning seasons 2 years in a row now, three or whatever it is.
yeah, but
I know
Well,
what
no,
you're
not
saying
no,
with
not.
hear
I
to
mean, well,
hear
Belichick,
not
so it's
to
last
different.
year
hear
though.
you
Not last year.
yeah to hear you lose
Oh well, yeah,
your
yeah. Kirk
your starting
tore up his thing.
quarterback,
Yeah,
right before the season.
Right.
That's
I
rough
was,
for
I
anyone.
was, I know Unc's not gonna agree with this, but I would say, a buddy up there in Buffalo too for what they lost in the offseason. But that's just
Yeah,
me.
he trying to piss you off. Rookie of the year, rookie of the year.
They
No,
ain't
for
lost
real.
nothing. They gave the shit away.
Oh my
They
gosh.
ain't lose nothing. They gave the shit away. The hell?
But that's what I'm saying. He's still number one,
Oh,
number
brother,
two
say,
seed. Sorry.
let,
And what they was last year, they won a division last year. Carry ass, but no damn Bills. Bills. Come on,
okay,
man.
buddy, let me just go ahead and go rookie of the year. Unc said
I'm
he
gonna
got
be biased
somebody a
here.
little spicy. So, Unc, who you
I
got,
got someone
Cuz?
spicy too. I'm gonna be
Hey, man, let me tell you something. My rookie of the year all year has been one guy. I've been slurping this guy all year, Jane Daniels.
so
But the
crazy.
way this guy has been playing the last few weeks, he completely changed my mind.
The whole
I
season.
gotta, I gotta bend down. I gotta bow down. I gotta give him all this praise before the year. I was ripping him when we had our, QB rankings and all that. Listen, I got to go with Bo Nix. Okay, Bo Nix is my rookie of the year. I can't believe that word's actually coming out of my mouth. He's 35 years old rookie. Okay. He played college for 67 years. Okay. But I think that's what also gave him, in the beginning of the season, it was a little bit rough. He's figuring it out. They're figuring it out. Him and Sean Payton was figuring out together
Yep.
what they like, what he can do, what he can't do. And I would say from pretty much from week 5 on, man, that guy's been balling. I've watched surprisingly a lot of Broncos. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if that's just like in my region. I don't know why I'm getting so many Broncos games. But I'm not watching a lot of Broncos, man. He can make every throw. He can use his legs. He's accurate on the run, on the move. Like I've been very, very, very impressed with Bo Nix. And I got to give it to him. He came in and swooped in at the last second. Jaden Daniels, I'm sorry, I'd still lay you.
Go ahead, Ethan. Ethan, your face is
That's a
because who did you think he was
crazy
going to say when he said he was
switch.
someone special? I already knew who he was talking about, but you made your face up. So who do you
Yeah,
think?
no, I'm not going with that. This is
So
a very unpopular pick, and I'm going to stand by it. I don't care what y'all have to say about it, but I would give it to Brock Bowers. I don't care what anybody says. The man had a legendary first season at a tight end under three. How many quarterbacks did they have? Four?
something like that.
McConnell, Minshew, Ritter,
Ritter, yeah.
and they have somebody else, whatever it is. And he broke records, and that's not to say because I think Jaden
Listen,
broke records as well.
I would give you offensive rookie of the year, but he is not. They're never ever gonna give the rookie of the year to a tight end,
Unfortunately,
brother.
no, I
That's.
understand. Unfortunately, they won't. But
I'm not saying that's a bad pick. I'm
Well,
just
it
saying
is.
like
So remember,
they're
so they
just.
have two. So remember, it is offensive and defensive rookie of the year.
so if
Yeah,
okay,
but
so if you and then rookie of the year,
No. It's offensive,
oh,
defensive.
that's just it. What? Yeah, I mean, that's the pick that I would go with. I mean, if it wasn't him,
Listen,
unfortunately, but
I'm not gonna trash you for saying that because he did have an unbelievable season to where it's
yeah, he
like,
did.
okay, like your numbers are just so crazy for all time tight end numbers that like I can't just be like, oh, well, your team sucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I
I
mean the
feel
team
you.
did suck, so you
I'm gonna
can.
say, for the sake of arguing with everyone else, I'm gonna say Jaden Daniels, but I'm gonna say it's close, as in like he jumped out to such a lead early in the season to where Bo Nix closed that to like it's like this, but he straggled past and finished across the finish line before Bo Nix. So
He
that's how I'm gonna
allowed Bo
phrase
Nix
that.
to close it that quick because when they lost like three straight or
Yeah, he
whatever
had
it
there was a
was,
losing
he
streak in
allowed
there.
that
He
to
kind of
happen.
struggled a bit, and I remember I think it may have been probably our last one where I'm like, hey, like Bo Nix is kind of like on fire right now. Like he keep playing like this, like
Yeah, because
okay.
they had just tore up the Saints when you said give me the Rattler
Yeah,
or
exactly. That's
whatever his
probably that
name
game right
is.
there, bro. That's probably the game. I said Spencer Riley going for 350. That boy threw for negative 350. Goodness gracious. Uh, so, but yeah, I think each of those three rookies have an argument. Obviously, there's two quarterbacks over the tight end, but nothing against Brock Bowers because he had a ridiculous season.
yeah, yeah. I
That
don't think it was a crazy pick. I just don't think that they'll ever give it to
yeah,
a tight end. They're gonna give it to tight end if no rookie quarterbacks played well.
yeah.
Like if all the rookie quarterbacks played like what's the dude in Chicago?
Caleb
Caleb.
Williams.
Caleb Williams. If all the rookie quarterbacks play like that, then maybe Bowers will have a chance. But when you got Jaden Daniels doing what he's doing and Bo Nix doing what he's doing, there's no way they're gonna give it to Brock
Yeah.
Bowers.
All right, and the question of all questions, and which really has been the most heated debate I've seen the last or this full news cycle week. Who is the NFL MVP? Now, depending on what side of the coin you stand on, you can make an argument for obviously two guys. Obviously,
There's no argument
I,
in my opinion.
There's an argument.
that's,
There's no
all
argument.
right, Unc, go
Well,
ahead.
I
I would
already
say
Unc,
there's
know.
no argument from
well,
my standpoint,
I,
but
well, no, let him go because I already know he gonna go with the Bills. Slurp, slurp, slurp. Go ahead, go ahead.
Ethan, well, go
I
ahead with
mean,
your pick
bro,
and the
I got
argument.
Allen, you got Lamar. Like I don't. You had sorry,
There
you
is
had
Well,
not there is
Ethan, you're
there
gonna
is
have to
not.
give me why you pick Allen over Lamar
right,
because
right,
it's a
right.
two
You
man
had
race,
Tell me why.
hold on.
and then
Statistically, tell me
Yes,
why.
yes, I will give you. But yeah, I just want to make sure you had Allen as your offensive player of the year, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So he
Um,
ain't getting he ain't getting the MVP.
right.
So
no, no,
I'll give him
I
that.
understand that's your thing. So I think this year, and you said that they gave him away, that's fine. Okay. You lost your top receiver. Not lost, gave away, whatever you want to say.
Thank you.
Let's just say same thing, right? That uh I can't remember the two defensive players, but they were really important. They're gone. They left. Okay.
Yeah.
This season on his side of the ball, I was looking at stats. I don't think even as good as Dalvin Cook was this season, and you saw his name in the headlines. I don't. He didn't run for 1,000. He didn't have a receiver that like caught for over 1,000. So it's kind of like, okay,
You
well,
said
I'm just
Dalvin didn't
going.
run for 1,000?
Did he run for 1,000? Did I misread
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Dog.
And yeah, he did.
Yeah. And he leads the league in touchdowns. What do you mean?
I know he
And
leads the
rushing
league
touch
in touchdowns.
and rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, he literally finished with 1,009 yards and 16
That
touchdowns.
was three. You said 1,009.
And 16 touchdowns, yes.
That okay? So I guess at the time when I checked it, I didn't. Okay, And I don't know if he played the last game or not. I didn't really pay attention to the last game.
He did because that's when he broke the
So
record or tied
okay,
OJ's record.
all right. So well, I'll get to the receiver part. So no one on the receiving end. You don't technically he didn't have a number one receiver that he can go to and throw to all the time as a bailout for whatever happens. So what that means is he has to take matters into his own hands, or he can make the decisions himself without having to force the ball to,
Let
some
me ask you
Quandre
this
Wande,
question. I'm
whatever.
gonna let you. I'm gonna let you keep going, but let me ask you this question: Lamar receivers,
Well,
is any of them
well,
considered top
hold
10?
on.
Talk to me.
Ethan, don't answer.
Just answer me yes or no, and then you can keep going.
No, Ethan, just finish your argument. We're gonna let say his argument when it's his turn. Go
But you're
ahead,
saying
Ethan.
that like Josh has any that are top 10,
Ethan,
but I'll get to it.
continue your arguments, bro, and I
Um,
will. I,
I think where
You
where for my expectations coming into the season, I didn't have the Bills winning the division. Obviously, I had the Jets winning the division because I thought A-Rod was still a bad man. I realized halfway through the season that he was no longer a bad man, and that Josh Allen, Josh Allen was for real. I always thought Josh Allen was. Uh, he's a strong quarterback. Turnovers was his problem. That's another thing that he worked on this season. To, I think he has 41-6, if I'm not mistaken, this season or whatever it is. You got 12 rushing touchdowns.
because I have stats here for both arguments. He's 28 touchdowns, 6 picks.
Oh,
come
well,
on, come
I
on.
meant total.
That's
But
a long ass.
He
Come
has
on
he
now,
has
come on,
40 he has
man.
40 total. He has 12 rushing touchdowns.
okay, okay. Um, I just think for where you take this team that doesn't have any like true sustainable names outside of yourself as a household name, I guess per se, besides maybe Cook and a couple other, you don't have a lot of players where you're like, okay, I know that I can go to you, not even on the offensive side, but on the defensive side for someone. Vaughn ain't
Bro.
really had a good season for
Can you
real
please tell me
and
when it's
stuff
my
like that.
time? Jesus
Listen,
Christ.
all of this to say, I think that he was the more valuable piece to his team rather than Lamar was this season. And Lamar had 9 Pro Bowlers this season. This man, Josh Allen, only had 2.
All right.
So it's my fault. This is my fault. I got a
Okay,
good team.
go ahead.
It's
No,
Make
my
no,
your
no,
go
fault.
no.
ahead. No, no, make
I'm
your
not saying
argument.
I'm
Hold
not
on,
saying
make
it's
your
your
Okay.
fault,
argument. Make
but
your
All
argument.
he
right.
won the
So you had
division
your
6 weeks
listen. You
ago.
had your opportunity. Listen. You had your opportunity to talk.
That's fine.
Mhm,
Okay. I let you talk. Do not interrupt me.
mhm.
God damn it.
You
Okay. I
interrupted
let you.
me, but go ahead.
I know. I know. I asked you a question and I let you go back. That's all. Okay. You made all of this long soliloquy about the receivers and listen. Here's the thing that I don't like when people say, "Oh well, he doesn't have that many good players." Just because you don't know those guys' names, don't mean that they're not good players. Obviously, they won a division. They're the number 2 seed, so they got good players over there. Just
I know their
because they're
names.
not star players, I'm just saying. Just because they're not, I hate when people say, "Oh, look, they don't got no players over there." Just because they don't have big names and they're not star players, that means that he's playing with a bunch of trash and all he's doing is lifting them up.
Yeah, I
No,
think that
they
would be a
have
bad
really
excuse.
good.
But yeah.
They have really good players over there, which is why they got the second seed. They didn't get the second seed because of one guy. That's number one. Number two, people talking about, the receivers. He doesn't have a top
Oh,
10 receiver. Neither does Lamar. Okay. Number two, I'm gonna ask you a few rhetorical questions, which means you not don't need to answer because I got all the answers. Who got more passing yards? Oh, that would be Lamar. Who got more touchdowns? Oh, that would be Lamar. Who got the least amount of interceptions? Oh, wait, that would be Lamar. There's no, what are we talking about? Okay, there's nothing. Listen. You
he
want to
has
talk
more
about a
total
guy who
turnovers.
can literally do everything at the position. We all know the MVP is a quarterback award, right? So we can get talk. People talk about Saquon and get no unless you break the record and quarterbacks don't have astronomical seasons. There's no way you're going to give it to any other position than the quarterback. Okay, so we're talking about quarterback. He can do everything at the quarterback position. Threw for over 5,000 yards. How many
No, he
interceptions he had?
didn't.
No,
Four, I think
four
four.
He
thousand
did
yards.
not throw for
Four,
over
four.
5,000 yards.
No, no, I'm sorry, 4,000.
He got
4,000 yards. Right.
41 passing
He has
touchdowns,
a
4 interceptions.
he has total yards because he eclipsed Michael Vick as a single rusher as at the quarterback position. So he has over 5,000 yards total is
In his
what I
career.
wanted to
Correct,
say.
correct.
No, not in his career this season.
Oh, you're talking about,
And
okay, sorry.
Yeah, come. I'm talking about
Right,
passing
right.
yards and rushing yards combined, total yards. Okay, you're talking about offensive efficiency. You're talking about PER. You're talking about all of the quarterback stats. Lamar leads in. So there isn't a world where the guy can win an MVP last year, have a better season this year, and then you say, "Oh yeah, let's give it to the guy who has least statistical category." Your only good point that you made was like what he means to that team, right? Okay, if I, and I would agree with this, if you pull Josh Allen off of that Buffalo team, are they a playoff team? No. And if you pull Lamar Jackson off that team, are they a playoff team?
I don't think so. If I'm being completely
I,
honest with you, I don't
I
think
think
so.
they could probably squeak in like a like a the Bucks 9-8 squeak in maybe, but that's not Lamar Jackson's fault. That's not Lamar Jackson's fault that my GM could build a goddamn team and he I got good players. He shouldn't be criticized or blamed for having better players.
No,
He
I'm
has
not
all he
criticizing
still
him.
has to he still has to go out and perform, which he has done this season. So all of that, you convinced me with all of that that long soliloquy, 30 minutes about the Josh Allen Bills and all the players that they gave away and this and that and that. Lamar Jackson's MVP. Point blank period. Ain't nothing to talk
Go
about.
ahead, Ethan.
You have the most yards in the history in the NFL at the quarterback rushing. You have over 4,000 yards passing. You have less than five interceptions. What are we talking about? And if you look at the interceptions, and because I saw this the other day, out of the four interceptions he has, three of them were tip passes where it hit the receiver's hands. So he really should have one interception.
Yes, but he has four,
But
and but
anyway,
then
go ahead.
he has more total turnovers than Josh Allen does, if we're including fumbles. But we're gonna skip past that. That doesn't really
Now you're
matter, I
not.
guess.
Now you're splitting
I'm
hairs.
still
Oh,
sticking by
this ice cream is 1 degree more than this ice cream. I don't like it. Like, come
I'm
on, man. What are we
still
talking about?
sticking by
I'm
my
sorry.
Allen
Listen,
pick. I mean, we can
my
respectfully
point wasn't to
disagree.
change.
No, no,
Yeah,
no.
my
I
point
know, I
wasn't to
know, I
change
know.
your mind. My
It was just
point
to
was
give
to
your
state
stance, right?
the state the obvious.
Uh,
So Kyle, come on, holla at me,
I
and
don't.
we make a good time. Let's not let the time get away. Where we at?
Uh, I mean, as far as my opinion, or you ready for?
Yeah,
Yes,
who's your MVP?
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna just
we got
keep it.
Lamar.
I'm gonna just keep it a buck with y'all, bro. Like it's Lamar, bro. Like it's not even like we talk
To
about.
me, it's
Like
not even that
you got to
close.
think the passing
Like,
touchdowns because what people say makes a good quarterback. The quarterback stat. I'm not even talking about rushing. The quarterback stat. 4,100 yards passing, 41 touchdowns, the four picks. It's Aaron Rodgers at his prime esque. That's what he did. And like people like the compare. It's crazy
dog,
because
this
like
dude, this dude almost got 50 touchdowns by himself. Come on, man. What we
so
talking about?
it's kind of like I can't really put that past him. And yes, Ethan, he has four lost fumbles this season, so we can add on four turnovers to his thing, which will have the grand total of turnovers. It'll be 6-4,
8.
right? I'm looking. No, he lost four. He could have fumbled, but he didn't lose it. So the actual turnover will be six
Oh,
to or
okay.
eight
My
eight
bad,
to
my bad,
six.
my bad.
Sorry, 8-6 is what it'll be. If we're determining the MVP by two turnovers, I mean, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying?
No,
So like,
I wouldn't bring that into it, but I would also bring into like y'all like so last season you would say that they won the division comfortably, correct?
Ethan,
Who?
but
No, I'm just
Who?
asking.
but
I'm genuinely
Who?
go
asking.
ahead, go ahead.
What are you talking
The
about? The Ravens?
yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
but
was
what
and I
is?
think they had the
Not
same they
last
had a
season,
they,
what? Because Cleveland was in the playoffs, so it wasn't comfortable. There's no way it was comfortable.
yes it,
Cleveland was 11 and
bro, they
6 last
locked
year.
it up when they played the 49ers or something like that. I remember they blew the 49ers out or
But
whatever
but
it is.
but what does that have
But
to
yeah,
do
go
with
ahead, go
this
ahead, go
season?
ahead,
Huh?
go ahead.
What I'm getting to is you can talk about how pitiful and disgusting and how putrid and how poverty the Miami Dolphins are and the Jets and the Patriots right now at the moment, but this man locked up the division like 5 weeks ago.
Oh,
What are we talking like
Well, you're
the
in a
added
bad
41 and
division.
the 42 and oh like that's added you had to play in order to lock up a seed or either way, or
Wait, so what
you would be
point are you
playing.
making though?
My point is that you were playing to try to lock up a seed to get like seeding wise. It's just that to not take it from for not the Steelers to take it from you, so that you wouldn't have to play whatever the other team is that we named. I think
Ethan,
But I'm saying,
the Chargers or whatever.
because you play, so you're trying to say because you play in a poor division, that means that you should win the MVP.
No, I'm saying that you're playing with.
Lamar has to go through the Steelers. Lamar has to go through which are in the play, which is in the playoffs. The Bengals, which was one game out of the playoffs, who had the triple crown winner and the quarterback that had they even been in the playoffs would probably be MVP. They had to go against the Browns, which is the
but
Browns
You're
are
not
they
giving him
lost to
that.
the
I'm
Browns
just
this year.
curious.
but they lost to the Browns because the Browns have a good defense. The Browns is a good team. I mean, they don't do a lot of winning, but they're a talented bunch. They're not a pushover. And then is them. So it's like, come on, man, that's a really tough division.
I just think a lot to you playing for a meaning. It was a meaningful game to try to lock up a seed this late in the season, and how
And hold on, and also last but not least, just to not get this confused. When they played head to head, who won this season?
that's fine.
Oh, all
That's
right.
fine.
That's a
Like
big one of those kind of big factors too.
I don't think it's as big as you're making it. Like that's fine.
When the
But
stats are a push, it becomes like a head to head thing. When the stats are a
okay, you
push,
can
and
say
the
that,
stats aren't really a
but
push.
then you can also ask the Bills, yo, who did the Bills beat the two best teams in both conferences? And they beat. I'm not gonna say they beat them comfortably. You could say that
What do you mean the two best teams? They didn't beat the Chiefs. They lost the Chiefs.
they beat the Chiefs. That's the only one
The
loss that they had.
Bills?
Yeah, the
That's
Bills
the
beat the
only
Chiefs.
one
Yeah,
loss that they have this season is to the Bills, and then they beat the
I don't
Lions.
remember
yeah.
that.
Remember, Dust had
What
that
you
run.
mean?
He
It
had
was
that
in.
big run late.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes. I'm thinking about I'm thinking about Bengals. Sorry, I'm thinking about the
I
Bengals.
don't know. You good? I like that.
I
That's another
just
thing
I
I
don't
would give him
know.
credit for. But I want to ask you this: if Joe had made like if they had made it to the playoffs, would you have like been like, or would it still been Lamar for you?
It's still gonna be Lamar
No,
for
you
me.
have to. It still would have been Lamar for me
Okay.
just because of the rush, just because of the Russian stuff.
Mm,
Because they're literally just a passing offense. So he's always going to have inflated numbers, Joe Burrow, because they have no run game, zero. They're literally a drop back. He throws the ball 40 times a game. So you're gonna have when you play that type of offense, like if Lamar didn't have Derrick Henry and he couldn't run, and all they did was pass, he'd had those high numbers too. So, but you still have to put him in the conversation, right? You have two, you probably have the best tandem receivers in the NFL. You got a guy that won the Triple Crown, probably one of the, if not the best receiver in the NFL.
Yeah,
You're gonna put up numbers like
yeah.
that's, but he would still be in the conversation. I wouldn't say I would put him in the conversation. It would still be Lamar for me, but he would be in the conversation.
And I just want to
okay.
say, just overall, as we're talking about quarterbacks, these quarterbacks are getting numbers that the previous generation quarterbacks that I grew up with, the Breezes, the Mannings, Brady's.
It's astronomical. Plus, you got to add two. You got to add all these extra
But that's what I'm
games,
saying. So Joe threw for
right?
4,900 yards this season in 17 games. Drew Brees threw for 5,016 consistently.
I was about to
So
say
I
that
just
man
that
threw for
this
5,000 like a
Yeah.
it's
couple
just
times in his
you know.
career and 50 touchdowns.
So
Aaron Rodgers did that as well. Matt Ryan did that I want to say 2 years he did that. Not for 5,000 because he threw for 5,000 more than 2 years, but
like these guys get a whole extra game,
maybe.
bro. A whole extra game. You know what I'm
Right.
They
saying?
get a
So
whole extra game.
I feel like the run game has become well, I now that I guess we're talking about it, you can really realize I like you said, when I was growing up, I mean you got these quarterbacks throwing,
Well,
like
we're
you
back
said,
in an
for
era
five
where
thousand
it's not.
and
I
45 passing touchdowns, like
I
or
don't think
whatever it is.
necessarily that the league is like naturally going back to running backs. Is that these quarterbacks aren't good. They're not good enough to make those set throws and stuff that the previous generation
Mhm,
quarterbacks could do. They don't process like the previous
mhm.
generation quarterbacks could. So you naturally have
Well,
to
I
run the
think that
ball.
a lot of that's fair, but I think a lot of
I think you
quarterbacks these
have
days are
guys that are.
mobile as well. They're more
Yeah,
mobile than the
exactly.
quarterbacks that
And
we
that
grew up
too.
with.
Yeah, that's what
So
I'm saying. You
it's
have guys. I think that the guys come into the league more talented because you got all these camps and this and that and quarterback camps and QB camps and this and that. And you're playing football year round with all of these 7-on-7s and all this. So they come in more skilled. but that doesn't mean they're coming
Right,
better. You still
exactly.
have to be able to you still have to be able to read defenses. You still have to be a high processor of information. You still have to be able to, turn bad plays into positive plays. You still have to be able to check out of bad plays. Like all of these things
Yeah.
that have to happen really quickly. So I think that the quarterbacks now are more talented than like they have like more physical gifts and tools. Like back in the day, everybody wanted a pocket passer.
Yeah.
Now,
Not
if you can't run, you can't be a
yeah.
quarterback in
Yeah,
this league,
that's what
man.
I'm saying. So
Like you
that's why I
gotta be
think.
able to have you gotta be able to have the ability to escape the pocket and make plays with your legs.
But
So
I would
that's
still take a
that's
lot of
changed.
those quarterbacks of old over these ones right now for the simple of the mind of the game, and you know what to do in certain situations. A lot of the older ones didn't. The ones now, unfortunately, a lot of them are almost out of here. But you still got people like
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford, and
hmm I mean,
dang, that's
Mad. I'm
about
trying
it.
to think. Yeah, Mad. A bad
That's about it.
generation.
Holy
Um.
cow,
Yeah. I
that's
mean, I'm
about
trying to
it.
think beyond Mad. I don't. I can't really think of nobody for real. But
That's
yeah.
literally
So.
it. It's crazy.
But yeah. Okay. So that is our MVP talk. So obviously we're split there. Two for Lamar, one for Joe. And then all of our offensive player of the year, uh, offensive rookie of the year and stuff. I like how we kind of split, but there's obviously arguments for all the players that we talked about. I don't think as much for the MVP, although some people would argue otherwise. But as far as that goes, so we're gonna see. So again, first game, I think is there a Friday night game or is first game Saturday?
I think
I
it's
think the first game's
Saturday. I
Saturday.
don't think
Okay.
they doing Fridays.
Yeah, Thursday nights are over. I don't think they Friday this week.
Yeah,
All
I
Saturday.
right.
think.
There's two games Saturday. So Pittsburgh and
Hold on,
Baltimore.
tonight wasn't there a playoff game, college football game tonight, or was it tomorrow?
Thing
Am I
is, the thing
tripping?
is, thing is the weekend, ain't it? Or maybe not the weekend, but I
I
think
thought
tomorrow, maybe.
This is
I
the
don't think it's
oh,
Final
not tonight.
tomorrow.
Four. So I think it's tomorrow. And then
We'll
you got the
touch.
other one play on Saturday.
So yeah, we'll touch on that for the next episode too. But before we head out, you guys got anything else you want to say? Obviously, we kind of ran through a summary of the end of the season and then the playoffs. But as far as the season as a whole, how'd y'all feel? I mean, I feel like this was a pretty exhilarating season for me. The storylines that we have again, Detroit and their it's not even a Cinderella run anymore, but Detroit's come up, sticking to the grind. What that man say, biting kneecaps. Obviously, the Derrick Henry experiment turned out to be exactly what we wanted it to be because, injury and all stuff can happen. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. But then we got young stars too. Obviously, he's on a bad team, but the receiver, I keep forgetting his name, in Jacksonville. Um, what's his name, bro?
Yeah.
I like blanking on
You
his
Uh,
talking
name,
about
but
ETN?
no, the
No, that's a
no,
receiver.
no,
running
no.
back.
Uh,
That it's
I
the
know
kid
who you're
from
talking about.
he's from
I can't
LSU.
remember his
yeah,
name. Yes.
I just blanking. I'm just
I
blanking, bro.
can't
But
remember his name.
he did good. Obviously, Malik Neighbors, your Buddy and Cardinals, the receiver, Marvin Harrison, like we see a young generation of guys coming up, which is also exciting to see. So I thoroughly enjoyed this season and looking forward to the playoffs.
I just want to say overall good season. I think that is. I just want to say give a warning to the NFL. Man, you got to take consideration with the fans. All right, y'all want to have games every day.
Oh, man.
You got to have Prime subscription. You got to have Paramount subscription. You got to have Netflix subscription. You got to have NFL Network, and you got to pay for cable, and you're gonna have playoff games on
Yeah.
streaming. Like, come on, man! Like, y'all gonna. This is gonna happen. Mark my words. When the greed gets too high, you understand what I'm saying?
It's happening to the
Like,
NBA.
Would you call them the
like
greedy bastards?
and what's happening with the I don't put the NBA in the same category because what's happening in the NBA is streaming. People are still watching the games, they're just streaming it. They're not watching it on cable.
No, but I mean
But
with the subscription issue where it's so many like oh, I gotta turn on Tubi to watch this one, or I gotta
yeah,
turn on this
it's
to watch
it's
that,
it's
or
bad,
Fubo
man. The
or whatever it
NFL,
is.
man, I gotta basic cable, like I said, and all these subscriptions, and you need if you
You
want to
need
watch all the games,
Peacock if you want to watch
you
Thursday
gotta
night.
pay you gotta pay for Red Zone.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in a city not in your team, you got to pay the NFL package, which is $200. Like, they come on, man, they just getting greedy. So I just want to warn against that. It's been a really good season. Some bad football. You got
Oh
you
yeah,
guys going playing in 3 days. Playing on Sunday and then playing on Wednesday on Christmas. Like
what do you
y'all
expect?
getting right. Hey, listen, y'all skating on thin ice, but I'm here for it. I'm gonna watch. I'm not paying for all these subscriptions. I refuse. If I don't have it already, I ain't gonna get it. And that's where I'm at.
I think it was I think it was a good season. I don't have any complaints. I mean, right now, I mean the playoffs, I'm excited about the playoffs. I don't want the Chiefs to win, but I know that there's probably a script and a fix in. So if it happens, I wouldn't be too surprised. So I'm not setting myself up
Football's
for
literally the
doubt.
opposite of a fix. You cannot
No, no,
fix
no,
a
you can
football
fix it.
game.
So I'm going
How?
to, I mean, we've seen it for 3 years in the
There's
making
it's
now.
a 50 it's a 52 man roster. There's 22 guys on the field at a time, and you're gonna fix a game.
If you don't believe me, you can ask Kyle when we watched the last Super Bowl. Kyle, I told you
Oh man.
exactly what was going to happen at the last of that end of that game, and I
Because
left.
you
I
because you
went home.
guess and you get it
No,
right.
no, I
That
didn't
means
guess. No,
like
I didn't
you
guess.
know
I
you
told
knew
Kyle
the
verbatim what was going to happen. But I'll say
Dude,
this: listen,
Ethan's an inside man. Apparently,
I'm
he's
not
an
putting my
inside man, and
expectations up.
where you
As
get your information
when
from?
I
Jaguar,
see
right?
when I see the Chiefs get eliminated by the
Come on,
Bills,
man.
I'll be happy. But until then, we'll see what happens.
The Bills are gonna get their brains beat in, but I
No, they're
can't wait to
not.
see it. And guess what? I'm gonna call you on FaceTime and you better answer my call, baby. That's all I got to
Get
say.
the get
We
the.
gonna slide on them boys. Whoa, whoa. Hey
So you're
man,
saying they're getting
listen.
beat by who?
What do you mean? Kansas City gonna beat the Bills? Beat the brakes off them.
Oh, okay. I was making sure because that means that they would have to beat the Ravens to get there. So skirting and
That's
drive
cool.
by, whatever. Whoa, whoa,
That's cool.
whoa.
Listen,
okay.
if they meet, ain't no way in hell. Patrick Mahomes is losing no damn Josh Allen.
He
I'm
going
gonna
to
tell you
this year.
that.
He going to this year.
That's just the way it is, and it's gonna be just like that.
Hey, we're gonna holler
No.
at y'all. Hey, no more hiatus. We ain't gonna take no more hiatuses on 25. And if we do, we'll let y'all know. Again, the hiatus of this time was unexpected and unplanned. Unlike Ethan's fixes, as he say in NFL, or whatever he was talking about. So we're gonna see y'all next week. We're gonna talk about playoff game, first round wild card. What they call it, Super Wild Card Weekend. That's what they call it, or whatever they say
Yeah,
nowadays, or whatever. And we're gonna have a little NBA discussion too. Unc had a lot of Jimmy hate on his heart that he didn't get off his chest just yet, but it's gonna wait a little bit longer because
it's gonna
yeah,
come.
and
It's gonna come. Hey, NBA is a long
the
season.
suspension gonna be over. He gonna be back. I think we have like 3 4 weeks. I think 4 weeks until the trade deadline. So a lot of NBA talk coming up
I'm
too.
about to
But
say it's coming up quick.
yeah, for real. But until next week, we're gonna see y'all after Super Wild Card Wednesday or whatever that dude was saying on Fox.
No, you gotta do it on NFL Red Zone. 7 hours of
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, go
ad-free
ahead. You say it.
football.
It's not even ad free no
That
more, bro. It's
that's
crazy.
yeah, that's what I heard.
I
I
know.
don't know.
I know. It ain't ad free because they do the box. They do the small box
The
and then
freaking
they put an ad on it.
DraftKings. Ooh, like what?
Like it's
Prize picks.
ridiculous.
Prize
These
picks.
greedy bastards. Anyway, we gone.
Oh.
Slide on that thing. Whoa, whoa. Happen.
So Denver. Okay, so
I'm nervous. Hey, I'm nervous about that. I'm really nervous about that Ravens Steeler game, bro. I'm not gonna hold you.
I'm
why,
trying
bro?
to tell you. I knew he wasn't
Hey,
tough
bro.
on the
No, hold
he
on.
wasn't
There's
tough
game.
on the
There's game
inside.
Saturday, bro. I was gonna
Are you
say
still
Yeah,
recording?
Friday.
no, no, no,
Yes, you were.
bro.
Yeah, my videos, my
Oh,
my
what?
videos still.